All right, welcome to Update with Precious. Always, it is sweet, my belly to bring on an update of things really happen for inside the country. And yes, we want to talk about some things really happen for not just our country, Africa, but for not just our country, Nigeria, rather, but the entire Africa at large. Because it's very important, make it be say, as giants of Africa, we will be, make we know waiting our growth get to do with Africa generally, and the role where we need to play to also help for the development of our country. Because plenty things they will be say they happen, and which role will we get to play? What be that will where they for the wheelbarrow where we get to make the wheelbarrow maybe great move forward? Especially because as I talk to you, I did sure say Africa gets a good number, good amount of the world arable land. That is land where BC will get for the world who supposed to farm, where they fertile enough to use farm. Africa gets plenty of that kind of land. But why it be say now we still can't dey for pass? Make we not even go talk the land side. Make we also talk about natural resources. I'm not sure say e dey the continent where they blessed with natural resources like Africa. If you say Asia, like human resources, nine then get. But natural resources, we get them different from for inside Africa. Waiting we get with Dubai, as I talked before, United Arab Emirates, other places that they don't get. We make we still be very backward for inside development. Waiting that problem be. Well, all those matter and more, now BC will go touch light for inside this evening. Welcome to the show. And it always give me joy for inside my body to always bring this matter then to the fore. But before I start fully, make a let on know say on a House of Rep members don't throw away bill where they say me they use talk about rotational leadership. That is a bill where they use where they bring to decide, say, make up presidency, they rotate within the six geopolitical zones of the country. So that you understand? So that if they give south small, they give southeast small, they give southwest small, they give northeast small, they give north central small. House of Rep don't throw us, say that kind of thing, they don't like them at all. Oh, wow, really? Well, that's not some of the matter, them way they share it for inside the country. But I say, make I just drop that tip for inside on that there. Look, we live that one. Well, joining me for inside my studio this evening. Now, the editor in chief of West African Weekly. Now, Obonge paper will be say dey online, we sabi touchlight matter them, especially exclusive content them as it take concerned Africa, especially and the development of Africa. And our own investigative journalist, David Hundeyin. David, thank you so much as you answer me for this matter. We be I call you this evening. I appreciate you big time. How you day? Good evening.
Good
Welcome. How
evening.
you day? And one of the ask are how you day, I the ask them with all sincerity of purpose. How you day?
I don't feel complain.
uh, I've been ashamed to make you you know if you really answer how you did. Because some of us they really did worried about your welfare.
I
Eh,
did fine. I did
some
fine.
of us really dey worried about how you they manage because even those when they hide, it had them. Can't talk of person where they live in life almost for hiding all the time. So sometimes our hearts they reach out to you, the one that say, if you had for us like this, you have person like you would manage. So now what's make me to ask that question? Sorry, sir, I get to ask him openly. I hope say I not embarrass you as I ask him. But I really did concerned about how you did.
No, no, no.
And I want make people understand,
Yeah.
say, the kind of condition where people they go through to at least fight for the liberation of maybe their country or their continent generally. That way to make me raise that question. Well, you say you need a
I
complaint, so
did
make I
fine.
okay, all right, no problem. If you say you did fine, then you say you did fine. Today, conversation day unscripted. We no script them. We go just begin talk about them. But one of the things where we say I no go just talk about like that. Now one gbasgbos why I see you answer somebody yesterday. Make I start with that one. Okay, I don't understand though. So I be the waka pass for inside Twitter yesterday. Now I see something where you be say you post say somebody na paid agent. I say what did they happen now? Who don't find your trouble again? Where you can't say this person a paid agent. So you posted something on your Twitter handle when you said, I think somebody mentioned, I think you responded to a tweet when person talks something about
Yeah.
Omoyole Shawari, and you can't talk, say Shawari, these people are people where be say Western influence the people they pay to use distract the matter the way they happen for Africa. Why you talk that kind of thing?
Well, again, sorry, my
No,
pigeon
you
still not
can
to
mix
flow
it.
like that.
You can mix it, but it's deliberate to play down on the grammar so that people could really
Mm.
understand. The idea now because of say we realize say conversations way there around economic, um, um, politics, and all of those foreign relationship. People they run away from it because they feel like say the grammar what did they use present and too much.
Read the
So me
grammar. Yeah.
I can't take them upon myself. So yeah, make I they do the work, make I every day they break and down make it not be say it too hard. So just go ahead. You can twist it. It's okay. It's fine.
So you go manage them like that. So
We will try.
you don't need you don't need to take my word for anything. All you
Mm,
supposed to do is say
mm,
if I just go Google, go search for, so in this case, the organization where this person they run, they call them
mm.
Sahara reporters.
Yes.
Just go Google, just search for Sahara reporters, check for the funding. So if you check Wikipedia, just read a rundown of waiting be Sahara reporters, how they take establish them, who they fund them, where did they get their money from. All the information they there. If you confirm all the information using the links waiting for that Wikipedia to confirm, say all these MacArthur Foundation, Ford
Mm,
Foundation, Omidia Network, Global Information Network, all of these organizations where we say now supposedly charitable organizations, but if you sabi as they really go, these organizations like US government extension, they be na clandestine
but
US
no, but you know
intelligence
what make this one
run
where you talk
country.
agencies. What it make I decide to take up this particular conversation first of all? Now, as you mentioned that thing, I can't dig as I see the MacArthur Foundation and all of those. I can't realize say most Nigerian journalists them those people where they affiliated with
Mm-hmm.
Wole Soyinka, and all of
Mm-hmm.
those foundation, most of them now some of these
Mm-hmm.
agencies still they fund them or they send them go training.
Exactly.
So I
So
can't think I say,
a,
so go ahead.
a good a good say you mentioned this thing because you don't make my job easier now because now there they go. Now if you they run global empire, we be say now you they run the whole world, right?
Hmm.
Um, in this modern era, it could be very difficult to do that kind of thing because if as you get military, as you get power, as you get weapon, other people too, they get military, they get power, they get weapon. So in this age where we did, the number one weapon where people go they use to control narrative for the whole world, to control the whole world, now information. So who they
Hmm.
control information, now that person be your ruler, now that person be your guy, who they
Hmm.
control your information. So where the situation we say in a country like Nigeria, where we say we get 200 plus million people. Nigeria is a very big country globally because
Very
if you
big.
check the
Yes.
ranking, if you check the ranking, the population ranking globally, I think na number 6 or 7 Nigeria be. So you don't get many countries for this earth where we say their population even reach 80 million. You not get many at all. So you go
Hmm.
see like China, we get what, like 1.5 billion. Go see India, we get
Yeah.
like 1.4
India.
billion.
Hmm.
Then you go see US, we get like 300 million. You go see Indonesia, we get like 250 million. You go see Brazil, we get like 240 million. You go see Nigeria, we get 220 million thereabouts.
120.
You go see
Hmm.
Russia, we get 100 and some. So you get those very big countries. And waiting all those big countries get in common, they say each one of them, then they try control their own perimeter. So each one of them, they try build the thing where they call sphere of influence. So as you big reach, the countries where they border you, now you go, they even dictate to those countries because now your economy big pass. Then go they depend on you. Now you be the guy for your area of influence. Nigeria now the only country for that list where I mentioned where we say Nigeria no really get sphere of influence. Nigeria no get any sphere of influence in West Africa. And now very deliberate something where Oyinbo people don't impose on Nigeria. And one of the most potent methods for imposing this condition of weakness on Nigeria, be say now them they control 90% of the information where they circulate for Nigeria. Not them. So
Ah, wait. Now Oyibo
the,
people they
the
control 90% of the information. That is any
now
information
them
we
now them they
Oyibo they
control them
control am.
because
How then they take
because
their country? They do that one for us here.
because as you they read the journalism we be say na Nigerian journalists they produce am, na Nigerian
Hmm.
platform they publish am, na Nigerian owner they own the platform. You go think say that Nigerian journalism and Nigerian storytelling you dey read. You no go know say whether na I mean well I no sure say I suppose mention names of journalism
Oh
platforms or programs.
mention. This one not be
Okay.
this one not be not be I come up for terrestrial radio because I too don't fear to mention names. So I dare here to
Okay.
mention names. So go ahead. Go and mention
So
names.
whether na Premium Times, whether na the cable, whether na Sahara Reporters, whether na even all these small things where they for YouTube. So keeping it real with Adeola. All these other platforms we be saying na news and current affairs. And they do whether na ICIR, whether even the fact checking ones where they call CJID,
Uh-huh.
CDD. If you go check who they back all of them, you go see the same list of American sponsors, the same. You go see MacArthur Foundation, you go see Ford Foundation, you go see Open Society Foundation. So for here, they call it OSIWA, Open Society Institute for West Africa. You go see USAID, you go see UKAID, you go see GIZ, that one that the German version of USAID. You go see which other one? EU something. So basically, not just American and European funders, they fund 90% of what you they think of as
So you
independent
feel
online journalism
so you
in
feel
Nigeria.
say by funding them, they will also control what's in the reports and what's in the reports. Is that what you think?
Now
Or is
who
that
they
what
pay
it
the
is?
piper now who they pay the piper nine they dictate the tune. See, Oyinbo people know before that Christmas. They know they give you like they know they come Africa just distribute money for African people, say giveaway. Then they always get their own agenda. Then they always get reason. Maybe say now for this reason then they give you this money. So for in the case of Sahara reporters, for example, where you go see say MacArthur Foundation gives Sahara reporters is it $1.6 million across three
And the money
years?
they plenty,
What?
oh.
Yeah. Why Oyinbo person will give you $1.6 million across? That's more than $500,000 every year. At the current exchange rate, that's about 850 million naira per year. Why Oyinbo go come just dash you that kind of money for free? Shey na from the goodness of their hearts and they do am, or they no get agenda. Because if you think why e be say all these supposed organizations from America, Europe, then when they come, you say now always information and political space that they target for Nigeria. Why be say they know they use their money build railway or build road, build hospital, build school, build physical infrastructure. Why be say now always anything we concern journalism, information, politics, lawmaking, that one then they target. The answer is simple. Then they target waiting will benefit them. They want control your information space and your political space. Because now the empire where then they run with that. If then they control the information where they enter your head, then they control the whole country, then they control you. Now so they be. So that's and the unfortunate matter be say many people wait there inside this space for Nigeria. Nobody say they don't even know. Say e get foreign entities where they basically control the space under our leg. Say we dey our own country, but now Oyinbo they tell us waiting we go report, waiting we no go report. Nobody say they don't know. They know, but as then they see so far as I dey collect my grant, so far as I dey collect my $2,000 this month, nothing concern me.
So
Now
so
just
so David,
hustle.
David, I'm a journalist of whatever it is for Nigeria,
Mm,
and I don't get among many journalists, and I know say what some journalists their pride and their gain na say, oh, may one of this foundation then sponsor me or recognize me
mm-hmm,
because now you dey the game, so say na waiting most journalists dey wish for, or oh, may dem sponsor you go fellowship for outside the country because once you don't get that one, you feel like say you don't hammer, you don't do. So think say people where they
mm-hmm.
wish to get some of those sponsorships and fellowships and all of those, they need to do them from the point of ignorance, say they no really know because say Nigeria will like anything for local. Anything where business or you put their hand touch now, wait they like well. Say na out of ignorance because they no really know, or you think say they
Mm-hmm.
really know, say these people go truly they control them and I'm waiting them won't do be that and they do them.
They're not they are not foolish people. They're not they ignorant. They sabi they know, but they don't care because as far as they concerned, Nigeria don't already spoiled. So whether something, whether person they try control Nigeria, whether person they try do Nigeria bad thing, that one no matter because Nigeria don't already spoil. So they won't be say, may I collect my own share? May I make my own money? After don't make my own money finish, maybe I go fit see visa Japan. Very pathetic mindset, but now so the people they think.
Okay, so this person where you mentioned now, saying a paid agent, waiting be the things and way if they do to show say in be that thing for Nigeria. So that Nigerians gonna look out for. The idea of this kind of platform now to the enlighten people, to draw people attention and to bring people mind to things and where they feel look out for, to know the things where they know no ordinarily. So what do people feel they look out for people like this? Using this person where you talk to now, just give us example. Waiting be the thing about their reports, their style of reports, the way they behave, and things what they do, we go fit open our eyes and say, this person, more they suspect that. Be like say, you know, too pure.
So the number one thing we go notice about this kind of person is say anytime we be say something they happen, we get the potential to ginger people, make them
Mm,
rise up, make them use their voice, make them talk, maybe
mm.
make them go out for streets, make them protest or something. This kind of people go always want put themselves for front. So if you recall last year when people they complain say prices of everything don't go too high, everybody they suffer. So they want to do end bad governance protest.
Protest, yes.
And so this person jump outside, say can they fix dates and venue, can they and then can they add their own slogan on top protest organic protest where people don't already say may all of us show,
You sure
may
say
all
not
of
be
us enter
movement. You sure
street.
say not be movement start that protest. Because some people will
No.
talk say
So
nine movement starts the
I know
protest.
this thing because that the exact same tactic this person used during
Okay.
NSAS.
All right then.
NSAS really say that one a fully organic thing. Nobody
Okay.
plan am. It just
Yes.
happen as it happen. Next thing you know, this same person just enter streets with him people where they wear their orange clothes and orange beret. The thing where people they complain about now SARS, now NSAS. Next thing this person called the shout revolution now, will be something else entirely. When they talk Buhari must go. So from that moment, it don't
Mm.
already done the side first of all, don't they sidetrack people's attention, don't they distract people, and then secondly, it don't they attract attention of government, right? Where we say government go come they touchlight this thing, say na
Now
protest be this, abi say na
waiting made Buhari talk that time say when they ask and answer, he say those people who want me out of power, who say Buhari must
exactly,
go.
exactly, exactly.
Oh.
So now the kind of tactics, the way these people they use be that way be say you go know say the assignment wey this person get na to ensure say any genuine organic revolution no go happen because at every moment wey be say that energy fit move people, this person go enter very loudly, very publicly, go come put himself for front, knowing fully well say as people see am like this, their ginger don comot. E dey do am every time, and that's why even though and this thing has been happening maybe since 2017. Maybe say every time people wan protest, this person go jump outside, go kill the protest. And no matter as they do this thing, they kill the protest, people they complain. Say may e stop to do am, may e no come out next time. You go see next time, this year, if another protest shele, you go see am again. You go jump outside with orange beret, because they shout revolution now. That's a plant.
But this one where they talk now, a lot of people go say, they unfair to them because right from when in this student unionism, people don't know as person where they lead protest, person where sabi lead activism, sabi lead and no go agree, sabi they carry them like that. From when in this students. So if they talk this one, now people go come talk, say, but don't they consistent doing this thing. So if they talk this one now, Abi, just one spoiling name. This now waiting some people go talk because if in day here, maybe not the defense when go feel give himself be that. Abi that one day different.
You can be consistent. You feel they consistent in doing the wrong thing, or you feel they consistent and then the the oga wey dey for whether na London or na Washington or wherever, that oga go come recruit you because he go don see say you dey useful. So
Hmm.
maybe you dey do student union protest, rally, they do student union politics. They don't identify you, say, na street organizer be this person. Now this kind of person way fit potentially maybe get the ginger or the ability to motivate people with them come street. So instead of leaving him main do that one, maybe it will come lead revolution where we say it no go favor us. Maybe we recruit them, maybe we fund them. So we no go
Okay.
even we no we no need even tell them say
You
your
can feel
job.
free to speak pidgin English. I can say sorry, English
Yeah,
language. I see you're struggling with the
yeah.
pidgin. So just go ahead and
You
speak
don't
English
need
language. I would interpret. I'm going to do the
okay.
interpretation. Don't worry.
You don't need even tell them say your job is to go and destroy revolutionary movements. Your job is to destroy protests. You don't need to tell them that one. All you just need to tell them is we are going to fund you so and so and so. Your job is can you call citizen engagement. And as they talk that one, you don't already they set parameter for them. You don't already they set limits for them. Say now waiting we send you to be this. So as person we get sense, the person where they collect that money go know say the people we pay me, they send me do this one. Anything we pass this one, no be them send. So now you go know by yourself, say, okay, these people no send me, may I go protest, may I go scatter everywhere. These people send me, may I go plaster my face for front, may I go simulate protest because now waiting them. And by the way, why they talk this thing with confidence? They say no be only for Nigeria where these people don't pull this kind of stunts. These people
Oh
don't do
yeah,
this
give
thing
us an example.
several
Good. Good.
several places. So
Hmm.
uh I, I don't know if you sabi this person where they call Mike Benz.
I don't hear the name
Now
before.
Mike Benz, yeah. Now he used to work at the U.S. State Department. So, but
Hmm.
na public figure now. He they talk about these issues a lot because he don't they inside these spaces where then they discuss this their normal regime change and how then they take around the world or in all these
Mm-hmm.
their clandestine ways. He don't day for those rooms where they discuss that. So in many cases, so for Latin America, because now their main playground be that, now their
Mm-hmm.
backyard be that. For Latin America, we be say now the place where they no one see any independent government or any government where we say government go come sign partnership with Russia or with China because now their backyard be that. They believe say now their backyard be that. So nobody in that area is allowed to do anything that
Extras. So that they no go
are
bring their
complete.
enemies come near them.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
But why we
So
say they can't allow Ukraine to bring enemy near them now?
well,
Do you understand?
we're
If
still
that is the case
we're still
anyway,
getting
but
there.
we'll still reach that side. We never reach her
We
yet.
we
Where could they
still
go?
still a match
Okay,
from that side. So
okay.
for maybe for Bolivia or Venezuela, these countries maybe say they get governments we know today on friendly terms with US government. It don't happen many times we say then go identify person where they in that country, person where we say this person get following. Maybe na politician, maybe na student unionist, maybe na trade unionist, maybe na activist or journalist or whatever. Person we
Mm-hmm.
get voice, we get following. They go start to dey fund this person. They
Yeah.
go build this
And the person
person.
go collect the fund.
Person go collect the fund. Person know say without this funding and support, the voice no go too dey strong eventually because the truth is that maybe those countries, their governments, they repressive one kind. So this person needs that support to maintain his followership.
That is
So they go
their government. They close their mouth well sometimes, so
exactly.
they go want take that kind
So
of
this
thing. All right.
person will accept this funding. So then they even do them for open. Then go frame them like say that they protect civil liberties, that they protect free press, freedom of speech, yada yada yada, and they go give this person grants, right? But the real assignment where this person gets now to lead opposition or not to turn the people against this government where they not like. So like they do very recently, the last election in Venezuela, that's what happened. The person will be the main opposition candidate. Now US funded candidate, top to bottom. Now then fund that. In fact, he don't even spend much of his life for the US. That Venezuelan, but in the work for the US. Now from campaign. Now them Now the US State Department fund them. And after he run for the election and then the talk say he lose, whether he actually lose or not, we don't know. Now only that now between the Venezuelan government and God, they are the ones that know. But then talk say this guy lose election. As in lose election, US Secretary of State come out podium, come talk say then they don't reject the results. Say
When no
the
happen for your
government
country.
exactly say the government is not legitimate and that the US they are not recognizing Nicolas Maduro as president. That's what then they do,
So why they not do that kind of
right?
thing for Nigeria, for instance? Why they not do that kind of thing for Nigeria?
Because
Why they know they do it
because
for why they say
Nigeria
maybe
because Nigeria as they function, Nigeria is functioning exactly as they like. So
wow.
for Venezuela, we know they function as they like because that president they friendly with Russia and China. Now that kind of president then go want overthrow. Now that kind of country where they go want cause revolution, we go favor them. But for Nigeria, we don't already they inside their hand fully. They don't need revolution for Nigeria. The revolution no go favor them at all.
Okay, so if they don't want revolution for Nigeria, then why this person where they talk about they always shout about the revolution? And then if you also look at them, ain't on they
The
consistent
point of it,
in condemning
it's
everybody when you feel saying a part of the status quo. He say every time make it go talk, say Peter Obi, everybody, say all of them are part of the people who put us for this mess. Say all of them are friends. So even though some people don't they ask them several times, say if everybody are the same thing, how you go fit use separate fight the status quo because you know if you just come from sky fight the status quo but they say we need person from outside to fight them so you'd always condemn everybody say them be the same thing so that means you don't like person with the thing they're hungry to also change the status quo you don't see I'm like that.
at all because this is classic psychological trick in the use.
Oh, so
So
they play mind game
if
with people, they try to twist people
in they
minds.
play in they play mind game with you. So if I know say you get an election where they come up and you get three options and out of 10 we know say one option is 0 out of 10, another option na 1.5 out of 10, and another option na 4.5 out of 10. You and I know say if you have to choose from those three options, that the sensible thing to do is to choose the one where you say na 4.5.
The
But
lesser evil.
if I want, if I be this guy, maybe say I dey try protect the status quo, I dey try protect everything as it dey. Right now, as we dey before the election, the party wey dey power na the 0, right? So if the 1.5 and the 4.5 na the opposition, the party wey dey in power na the 0, right? Me, I dey try protect that 0, right? I will come tell you say whether na 0, whether na 1.5, whether na 4.5, say all of them na failure.
All
They
of
are
them don't
all
fail.
they are all below 5. Technically, it's true, but you can see that I'm being very mischievous by saying that. I will come tell you say, and I'm not presenting. I'm not going to present you any alternative, any credible alternative. I know they present you any credible alternative. My own that just stand in front of you and tell you say the 0, the 1.5, the 4.5, they're
So
all the
he
same.
is an alternative. He is an alternative. Is he not a formidable
He
alternative?
scored he scored 14,600 votes out of 93 million. It's not an alternative. It's not an alternative. For all the last election, we say I think 24 candidates, 20 candidates contested. He came 16th. So he get one person we say her name na Princess, something, something. I don't forget her name. She scored votes pass her. So it's not a credible alternative. Let me to emphasize this. If you even check the kind campaign where they run, you go see say they actually campaign. They run real campaign. And I know this because during that 2022 going to 2023, you get one story where I work on, maybe say I reach out to all the campaign spokespersons of all the campaigns. So I reach out to APC campaign spokesperson, PDP campaign spokesperson, LP campaign spokesperson, SDP, everybody, Action Alliance, including his own, what do they call it?
AAC.
I think they call it AAC. And all the others then get campaign spokesperson. Now only in way we say now him be his own campaign spokesperson. Now him be
Ah,
party leader, now him be party chairman, now him be presidential candidate, now him still the issue statements on behalf of party, now him be spokesperson for campaign, now him be everything. That's not a serious campaigner. That's not someone who was seriously running for president. So his own job is to be a spoiler. His own job is to tell you that whether it's Tinubu, whether it's Peter Obi, whether it's Atiku, they're all the same. That's his job. His job is to demoralize anybody who is actually trying to change, knowing fully well that it is impossible to jump from 0 to 10.
Hmm.
It's more likely that you will go from 0 to 1 or 0 to 4 than to go from 0 to 10. So that 10, that perfect candidate doesn't exist. He knows it very well. Everybody knows it. So, but he's going to tell you that so far as it's not 10, it's
But even
rubbish.
for the abroad self, the perfect candidate
So
exists. I'm not sure say it exists for anywhere in the world anyway. Any perfect candidate anywhere.
exactly, but his own job is to tell you that since I mean, he won't tell you this directly, but since he's telling you that all of them they are all rubbish, what you then take away from that is that, well, since they're all rubbish, let me go and sit in my house. And then what ends up happening? The status quo ends up continuing. So the zero with the power will still remain for power because all the people who supposed come out go vote for the 1.5 or the 4.5, then go stay house. So the zero go fugazi way through, and now the problem where we still did with this, and every few months he will come out say, oh, they fight for this, they fight for that. Meanwhile, now 5-star hotel they stay now Radisson Blue they stay for. They get full-time suites for Radisson Blue,
Uh-uh.
and meanwhile most of the people where they claim to fight for, they never enter Radisson Blue in their life before. Some of them don't even know where the place even dey. They don't even know say place like this even dey for Nigeria. Because the kind of life wey they're familiar with now just is like a different
You know, say
world.
David, this one way you talk now. No people
So
go they wonder. It's just
that's the
in a
kind of
hotel
person that
person
we're
they
dealing
stay.
with here.
It's just in a hotel they stay before. If you come answer you for inside this matter, I be the look whether I don't answer that thing where you talk. He never answer you before I come up for Twitter. You know, reply you. But if you answer you for this
He
one,
will not, because all these things then they public record. So no be saying an accusation and they make all these things then they public record, and we know ourselves. All of us we did this civic space, journal media space. It's not a big space. We sabi ourselves. We get people in common. We know ourselves very, very, very well. We have, so now why I they get confidence to talk? Because if I get one kind of skeleton for my cupboard or something, I go shut up because I know say people will expose me. In fact, but I get confident to talk because I don't deal rooms with these people. I sabi the way that they move. And I know say me, I never my hand no day inside all of these things. All I am looking for is to have a country where I'm not even looking for a country that is like Germany or Canada. Even if it can just be like maybe India, just have a level of economic sophistication, a level of technology that you have hope for the future. If I can die like that, and I know that Nigeria is even at the level of India, I think I'll be okay. That's all I'm looking for. But there are so many people who did this public space for Nigeria. Where you say, now just waiting and go fill their stomach, then they find. And that thing a very big. I don't know as I
so
go take describe it.
make we begin talk
Now
about
now something where they
make we begin talk about waiting we need to do now to use common. In fact, waiting be the ideal thing we Nigerians supposed to expect for leadership, governance, government generally, and waiting they get now, and waiting they need to do, which role they need to play to make sure say then get that kind of country where we did, where we all of us they fight for. Because trust me, this time around, they be like say day by day, if the day are open to Nigeria and say we don't tire. But we don't reach level where we say we don't tire, but nothing we fit do about it. Like say we dey helpless. Make we continue to dey helpless. Make we no fit do anything about them. Waiting we go fit do. How bad the day right now, sir? First of all, make we begin look at first. How bad the day? Who be the people who put us in this bad condition? And what we go fit do to at least come out for where we did, if ever we go fit come out for inside.
so the first thing where people go need to understand is say Nigeria no dey where e dey by accident, no be by mistake. A very deliberate set of actions, a very deliberate decisions where people don't take, we don't put Nigeria here. And say the majority of the people we take those decisions, not be even Nigerians,
Hmm.
right? Nigerian leaders, they contribute to the problem. Nigerian leaders are part of the problem, 100%. But Nigerian leaders, no be them they in charge. Now them just they oversee the exploitation of Nigeria, but no be them they in charge of the operation. No be them they own the operation, right? The same people we colonize Nigeria, the same people we exploit Nigeria for nearly 100 years before they finally give her waiting and call independence. Those same people, by one or two layers of separation, now still them, they still benefit from Nigeria. Nigeria are very, very big business for some small group of people. A very, very big business. You get people where we say Nigeria as it currently day is functioning optimally. It's functioning exactly the way they want it to. When you hear say 100 people died today, say you get one attack for one place for north or middle belt. Now only half of the story with that. The other half of the story where you know we hear say the village where they attack or something, in the ground under that village, they very rich in some kind solid mineral or something. Where we say you get person where won't mind this thing,
Mm,
or you get interest where won't mind this thing. But people land there on top. So they don't clear out the village using these whoever these people are. Because you could just hear say attackers, gunmen. At this point, you don't even know who these people be. They could just clear out a full village. And the next thing you know, full mining operation don't set. People ancestral land don't go. Now waiting they happen for Nigeria with that. And it's very deliberate, it's very calculated, it's very cold. Now so it happen. So people need to first of all remove this idea from their head. Say not just corruption. Say that corrupt politicians say everything where they bad about Nigeria. That's because say people they thief money. It's not that simple. No be just matter of say person they thief money, right? The money wey government dey control for Nigeria na small amount compared to the money wey private interest dey comot from Nigeria every year. Wey be say government hand no even government no even know wetin dey even happen, right? The government na problem in itself, na problem on its own. But e get people wey powerful pass government, and many of those people no be Nigerians dem be, and then dey active for Nigeria. So people go first of all need to identify the problem wey dem dey face. Dem go first of all need to know say the kind problem wey people for DR Congo dey
mm.
face na the same problem we dey face for Nigeria.
Okay.
Na the same problem. Our luck be say we get the country dey more functional than DR Congo, because at least we manage during the military years, we manage build small infrastructure, we manage do road, we manage do some small things. So we know they inside full chaos like DR Congo. But the situations they very similar. They get different people where they do different, they don't carve up the country and they do different things as they like. So people go need first of all educate themselves. Say now waiting they happen for your country with this. And then after as they educate themselves finish, the next thing we say people would then start to be organize.
Hmm.
That okay, waiting we go come do about this thing. Now that organization can mean different things. If you mean political organization, say maybe for this next election, we want target so and so strategic offices. Say we want put people for these offices where we say then go fit tackle this or that. You know go fit solve this problem in 5 years, 10 years. This thing a 30, 40 year project. Maybe just accept
But
that.
wait, oh,
First of all,
wait,
na very
especially
long
this
term.
insecurity on where you talk. You know, waiting make I talk about this one now because somebody don't they call inside my show. He's saying they stay for Borno State, and he did waiting the guy talk. That is Dan. That's your name, Dan, right? Dan, if you dey hear me, you go know something about your story. They talk, and people when they watch the show, they don't know about that. So the guy calling from Borno State, he talk about say he from Benue State, and he talk about say he did 4 local government areas from Benue State. So he be say those 4 local government areas say they get better mineral resources, natural resources. And see that those particular local government areas, say people not even dey inside again, say they don't dey deserted
Yeah.
because of activities of this herdsmen attack, what would they hear? Armed herdsmen attack and all of those. And then talk, say even as that place they deserted rich, say you go see foreigners they inside there, they carry truck, they carry
Mm-hmm.
resources, they come out, go Cameroon. Now the word
Mm-hmm.
when you talk, not be me talk am. So this one they no go fit quote me. Then check my
Yeah.
show. Now call in call live talk am. And then he did something when he also talk. In talk say the same thing that happened for Borno State too. When make Borno State they like say na go no go area time in time out. But he did waiting in talk. In talk say that 2015 all of us vote for Buhari. All of us been dey happy say we don't vote person will go help us. But say Buhari been think saying for also act or solve the matter. But as he enter CMSB, as him dey incorruptible rich, As in see, I mean, come see and say the thing not be waiting in go fit do at all at all. So the thing, this one way they talk now, can they make me remember that thing way in talk. So why this thing they impossible from our leaders day in, day out to fit help us? The reason I be asked now be say, as an elderly person or as a father in the house, you know go feed their house, knowing say if they want particular fly where they cause sickness for your family, where they make your children be sick, and you know go grief him, you get to the house, made that fly die. You go want to do something about them to save your children. So how is it that from every level of leadership, then they helpless concerning this situation where you talk now? What if it be the thing where they make them helpless?
Well, again, it boils down to waiting I talk previously, where we say no be them really they in control, no be them really they
And
in
why?
charge. So that
Why?
Buhari will enter. That
Eh?
Buhari will enter. The Buhari will enter in 2015. No be Buhari put himself there, right? The machination we come out good luck Jonathan and we create possibilities for Buhari to enter. No be from Abuja.
No,
That thing
Tinubu say na
operate.
him bring
No
a
be
come
from
power. Now make
Lagos.
you say na him turn now. Don't forget.
It was not a Nigerian operation that brought Buhari to power. It was a US led regime change operation. Maybe they're very
Hmm?
clear about this thing. And no be saying a conspiracy or anything. This thing are confirmed facts. They not talk on themselves. Say Nigeria in 2015, it was a regime change operation, right? They not talk on themselves. For some of their websites like NED, National Endowment for Democracy, we be say na US government, na the agency where they cut out of the CIA and then they use and do regime change around the world. The NED boast for a website say for 2015 they were engaged in Nigeria. If you go net
I
website, you
don't
go
say
check out
anything.
yourself. If
Hmm.
you Google them, these things they even boast about it. So no be Tinubu put Buhari for power. No be NPDP, no be APC, now US led regime change operation for 2015. But because that time, most of us still did very, very naive about how the world, including me. Most of us still did
Because
very
at
naive
some
about
point
how the
you
world
too be
works.
no one Jonathan at
That
some point, Abby.
maybe so that kind 2012 where then they do waiting or
Subsidy, occupy
occupy
Nigeria
Nigeria.
subsidy protest.
I uh, I carry my head go join them do online protest for occupy Nigeria. I did UK that time, but I joined them online. I did do a looter with them. I don't know what I don't sabi waiting I did do that time. Anyway, but by that 2015, even though by that time I don't did Nigeria, I don't code say waiting good luck they do it better pass waiting anything this Buhari won't do. And I don't know say if Buhari enter no be good thing. But even then I never still understand the depth of waiting they deal with. I've been thinking say now local politics, one come out good luck, one bring Buhari enter. I don't know say the high level foreign operation we they deal with. So if to say we get more geopolitical awareness that time, if we don't they raise alarm about this thing, because one thing about these Oyinbo people we say they no like at all. May you touch light
Eh.
them, may you
So they like
identify
to
them,
work
and
in
may you
secret.
shout for
They
public.
like to
They
work
no
in
like
secret. Underground,
then
underground.
they always work
Mm.
in secret. They always work in secret. Now why they know they ever anything within they do in your country, they no go do them directly. They go find your countryman, they go pay him may him do am. Na dem dey control am from back, but dem no go ever come out directly do that thing for your front. Say you go see say na oyinbo man dey responsible, you no go ever see. So if dem wan do maybe coup, dem wan take out government, like when they wan take out Thomas Sankara for Burkina Faso, no be oyinbo soldiers go there go okay. Na im friend, na im colleague Blaise Compaore, na dem pay am say make Compaore buy am. So na dem still dey responsible, but na Sankara countryman take am out. Same thing with Ibrahim Traore. The five different
Apart
coup
from
attempts that
Gaddafi
have
own
been
now, because
plotted.
Gaddafi own, it be like say that one, it can't hurt small.
But even with Gaddafi on, they still frame am say na local revolution, and then Gaddafi dey kpai im people, so they won't go protect Gaddafi people against Gaddafi. So they no still frame am like say we won't go take out this leader wey we no like. They no frame am like that. Now wetin Oyinbo they always do. They always like work indirectly, right? In fact, I don't talk to waiting this woman wey be say she dey work for the AU that period. She talk say the resolution wey be say, because if you recall, you get one UN resolution wey be say Nigeria and South Africa come vote in favor of the resolution to go and attack Libya. This woman talk say the way they even write that the wording of the revolution, say the diplomats from Nigeria and South Africa say they don't even
And they go
understand
sign.
wetin dem
And
dey
they go
vote
sign.
for. Then go vote yes. They no understand say this thing then they vote for, say na permission make NATO go use air force fly into Libya, go attack Libya. They no know, because the way the thing they worded be say make NATO set up no fly zone. They don't understand wetin that word wetin that term mean, no fly zone. They think say no fly zone mean nobody go fly within this zone. But wetin no fly zone mean be say Gaddafi Libya Air Force, anything we go assist them to fly, they go destroy them. So no fly zone mean then go attack all of Libyan army and air force position on the ground. And then any other infrastructure that can help the army to fight. So na full war be that, but they then say na no fly zone. Na the Jedi mind trick wey Oyibo dey always use that. So for that 2015 for Nigeria, if we say people like me that time, if we dey advance that time, and if we get voice like we get now, we for touchlight am, because we go before shout am loud, because they don't like exposure at all. And in fact, that's what's happening right now, because the little platform that we have and the little touchlight that we've been able to give them, then they like conceal now. You know, you get one way happened recently. The US Embassy go partner with ICIR for Abuja.
Yeah.
Talk say they want train 120 Nigerian journalists and social media influencers. And they can't give themselves away. Say them like the training go use the end bad governance protest as case in point for misinformation. So I don't already quote say these people won't blame hardship protest on Russia, because now they work with that. So as I just see the thing like this, I just go touch light time. I go shout. I tag everybody, Elon Musk, everybody. Within 2 weeks, announcement just come say they don't cancel the program. They don't like exposure at all. So I feel like now the one weapon we get with that, we get voice, we get brain. So as we see certain moves we no pure, we go shout, we go touch light time, everybody go see, everybody go hear. And except they decide say then go turn off our internet, say may we go back to the Stone Age. This voice where we get, we no go surrender, we go talk. No matter as then, because then they threaten us, but no matter as then they threaten, we go still talk, because now the only continent where we get with this, now the only place we get with this. If we talk say we want Japa, we go their place. Within 5 minutes, then go talk say, then they change rule. Say immigrant don't too many. Say instead of 5 years, to be 10 years, we wait to get hired. So instead of going through all of that, now the place where we get, we try to fix with this. So now waiting they do, now waiting certain people like
why if we say you think say it is very important for those foreign influence them to get control of Africa? To what end? What in they won't use and do? And why it be say they also like to manipulate minds by using our own people? What thing is say? Because what thing would they do here? Not to educate people, make them know, so that they go share and to people for their villages. Now make they like break them down so that they go understand. What is say make they do them?
So very important question that you asked. So the answer to the first question, why then won't control Africa? The answer is say the global economy as a day like this, Africa gets one specific role where they don't assign. Say Africa are the place where all the cheap industrial inputs, so all the raw materials, whether not cashew, whether not crude oil, whether not iron ore, manganese, copper, rare earth minerals, diamond, gold, primary inputs, primary production in Africa could supply all of those things cheaply. It must be cheap. So and then the manufacturing na Asia they take place in, so all this China, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Thailand. And then the consumption, the place where people they enjoy the products of that extraction and production, the consumption in Western Europe and North America. Now, how the global economy they work with this. So if you did Africa, South America, Asia, you are not supposed to be rich. You are not supposed to enjoy your life, especially if you did Africa. Asia and South America, they still get small manufacturing where then they allow them to, especially Asia. For Africa, the role where they don't assign to Africa, now be say raw material, primary production. And by the way, nobody say that them say with this, not, they get documents where they don't print themselves. Say the role of Africa in the global economy is to preserve the flow of raw
I
materials
don't even hear
to
one
where they are
Oyibo
needed.
man talking from one outing where they go like that. I don't lose that footage. When you talk and say
Exactly.
it's important to keep
Exactly.
Africa poor because they must continue to get raw materials and get them very cheap. Now the word didn't talk for inside that
Very cheap.
this thing. So the thing can they shock me and
Very
say,
cheap.
but how is it that these people they talk this thing? As I say again, as a father, wait, be say gay house. You know, say this now the mindset where people get about your children or your house. Say they won't sell your house. And you know if you don't do anything about it. How is it that this is the mindset? And African leaders, as intelligent as we did, would they play along with them? Would they no let's they no one
The,
talk anything, they no one do anything? How is it that we're sell out? Do they sell out our own people, our own resources, our own land,
the
everything?
answer,
If this not true,
yeah, the answer is say now them they put those leaders there. So the people where they call African leaders, no be us put them there. Now still them put them there. So you feel vote for them. If you do your ballot paper, you vote for them. That one no mean say now you put them there because in the first place, who put them for that ballot paper?
hmm,
I don't talk this thing last week. Say the election, the actual election where you go on print for one candidate. Now maybe 5% of the
now the
story. And then
primaries.
you go
So
say
now the
you don't do
primaries be the
something. The other
cocoa.
95%, even before the primary itself, who even where is the decision made? Say this person is presidential or this person is prime minister material and this person will run. Are you involved in that process? You and I know they involved. That's the reality. May I give you an idea of how the kind of planning where they go into this thing? You don't hear of program where US program where they call IVLP, International
Yes,
Visitors
leadership program.
Leadership Program. Yeah, it's organized
And they
that
like
US
young
State
people
Department
though.
organize them. They
I
don't
be one
nominate
day say they
me.
like young people.
They don't nominate me.
So they like youth them well.
Back in
Eh.
2018, in 2018, when I did work for Channels TV, they nominate me that time for IVLP, although I didn't end up going, but they nominate me. IVLP in a program where we say they estimate say as much as 70% of people will be heads of states right now for this world, then don't pass through IVLP before. So we say IVLP be say the US embassy for that country go study the local situation, say who are the young people who look like they are going to accomplish anything, who look like they are doing something in this country. So then go look at young
Eh.
entrepreneurs,
We
young
get future.
journalists, young activists, social media people, anybody we get voice, with the young people in tech, and then they go select the people where say these people get leadership potential. They go nominate them for IVLP. They go send them to America for 1 month. They go make friends with them there, and then as they finish the IVLP, then join IVLP alumni group. With them they control, and then they go groom you for years. And then 20 years down the line, you'll find out, say, ballot paper, we get 5 candidates. All those 5 candidates don't pass through that same IVLP. So you go vote for one of them. But the truth be said, no matter who you vote for, you voted for the US. Now, so that they do. And that's how they gain indirect control. So the leaders that you think now my Nigerian leader be this, now my Kenyan leader be this, now my Zimbabwean leader, no be your own. Now another person put them for there. You know they're in control of that process. That's how it works. So I mean you said I can
Yes,
mention
perfect.
names. So I will mention Kenya. The person with they for
Ruto.
power in
Ruto.
Nairobi now,
Eh,
the
but
Kenyan president,
but
William
Ruto,
Ruto.
they be see that
This
election. Now the
this my
freest
person.
election where they don't get in recent times now. People being happy where.
I
Okay.
they come.
Okay.
I they come. This na person where in
Mm-hmm.
2007, if you recall, Kenya get one very deadly post-election
Yes.
violence in 2007. They say more than 1,000 people died. And very violent, very horrible things they happen. Then they rape open pregnant women, very violent thing like this. Do you know that William Ruto, because of that election, they carry him go ICC? Like, he get ICC arrest warrant, they carry him go ICC, he get ICC case. And waiting stop that ICC case, they say all the witnesses we then call for that. Please go and Google waiting at the talk. Don't believe me, Google it. You go see say no be me they talk am. All the witnesses we did that case, we want testify against William Ruto. One by one, they just turn up dead. One by one. Now how the ICC case
For
against William
International
Ruto
Criminal
takes
Court.
scatter with that. For International Criminal Court. So in 2022, when he just there about to run for election, he still get one because nearly all the counts against him, the case don't collapse, the witnesses don't die. It remain one count. For that 2022, he go do meeting with US ambassador. After that meeting, the remaining one count with the ICC still they use Olam. ICC dropped that one count. That's why he run for president. He can't win. So as he win now, because he ran a very successful campaign, to be fair to him. So people think, say, we elected this man as per
Yes,
say,
because
we want to take
Kenyans
Kenya
were
in a
really
new direction.
optimistic, and you know now how the election go.
Oh yeah, they were, and the reason where optimism catch them is say the trick where Ruto use campaign, they say in talk say I'm not part of the dynasty because Kenya, since they give them independence, now the same 2 or 3 families they dominate the presidency. So the Kenyatta family, so the founder of Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta, he was head of state. Then his
Yes.
son,
So he break the
Naim
jinx.
be Ruto Oga. Exactly. So if no be Kenyatta na Odinga, if no be Odinga na Kenyatta, na those 2 families. So Ruto come campaign say, na me be the hustler, na me be the son of nobody. I'm just
Yes.
like
So
you.
Kenyan people
We
can
will
see
take Kenya
hope.
in a
Say,
minute. So people
last
they
last,
very
so don't
optimistic.
end that one.
So as he enter, people come surprised. Yeah, why are you not all that talk? Why you can't they impose, IMF, all the IMF
Where cause
advice, say
that
load them with
where
tax.
to cause that
You
tax
just be
protest for them? That tax
exactly
bill protest we see them.
exactly. Now waiting cause problem with that because as US don't they in control of her because they don't basically in don't go do deal with them. Say, may ICC drop this one count. May I run for this president successfully? I go do everything you tell me, say, may I do. So as he enter, IMF, and by the way, IMF now US government extension. The US government gets what's called veto power over IMF. IMF talks say this tax bill. Now waiting go pass with that. Again, you don't have to take my word for it. Google everything where they talk. Go see say
Yeah.
not true. They publish reports. They publish IMF report published January 2024. They talk say these new tax proposals in Kenya will likely lead to social unrest. A day for black and white.
Them
They
self will
talk
tell
am.
them make do the thing, and then they
Say
talk say go
these
also lead on rest.
so these new proposals will likely lead to social unrest. And then the recommendation column, public report to recommendation column is push these reforms through regardless. Now waiting then talk. So now waiting him do with that, him push that thing through. Kenyans enter streets. He send police, make men shoot Kenyans
To
for
scare them.
streets. So now, so again, that is how leadership works. And now why people, Africans will complain, say, we go vote they go promise us, and after they enter, they go change. They did not change. Now the route where they use enter, now that they manifest. They know they work for you,
So,
then they work for
so,
who
so,
put them
David, this
there.
one where you talk about ICC and the way they use drug person case now, it can't remind me with some people they talk. So even for Africa here and like Nigeria, see some people they pocket the judiciary. How
Mhm.
possibly they say a whole or that kind powers them that be pocket ICC? We be saying that the court will be so we supposed get hope where for when states do us anything bad.
Who be ICC? No be human beings they run am. Now human beings they run them, and they get funding mechanism we make
How
ICC
do they use
possible.
get
So
money?
if it's part of the UN, as I'm sure you know, the US government is by far the
Yes.
largest funder of the UN. So even though they no get direct control like that, they still get indirect, they still get influence. So they cannot tell the ICC outright, drop case against this person. They can't do that outrightly, but they can influence it. That's just how the world works. So Africans, Nigerians specifically, go need remove this idea. Say, because again, one thing I don't notice for our people, we say our people think say Nigerian island. Our people think say the world starts at Sokoto and ends in Lagos. Our people don't realize say everything where they happen for Pakistan, it they affect us. Things that happen for Ukraine, they affect us. We're part of the world. Say the geopolitical forces where they active for this world, then they act on Nigeria too. We are not insulated. So our people go need rewire their minds and understand, say, this world where we did. Say all those when they watch blacklist, right? You go see as people they move, some kind of funny moves inside other countries. Then they move those same moves inside
Okay, so
Nigeria
David,
too. It they
make I just
happen.
tell you me about break there because I go like me go touchlight a few things. It is something a video where I play yesterday where if we say I think Ibrahim Traore some things when he talk when in bingo Russia as interpreted voicey waiting in talk and the things in when he talk it is some way touch me well and I want me you speak to some integral part of those things when you talk. That's one and two. It is somebody we talk. I don't feel know who the man be because I didn't have time when I saw that footage to make research on the person. But you get what's in talk about how we been done they win the war against Boko Haram during Jonathan time until some of them, because of their selfish interests, can't say make them stop. So say even if it be say that to go collect foreign help, make we collect foreign aid to stop them. How we go fit Nigerians supposed to react to something like this, especially now where the killings don't be like seen a daily basis. I don't know whether you know waiting happen for Borno State recently, where it be say they even attack
Yeah,
military camp, where even
yeah.
our own soldiers then die. And then we will go enter into one, I think that was a US Senate or something. The confession we make about how they use kill Muammar Gaddafi and all of those. They make we know waiting we Africans get to learn from all of these stories because if like say all of them get they like web, if like say them they connected somehow. But make I quickly play that video of that person maybe they talk about Boko
But
Haram
you
and how it
cannot
use
just sit
military
down
and
watching them
selfishly can't stop the
to
war.
do whatever they feel like doing simply because they are professionals. You cannot talk to them. Give them target. During Jonathan, we brought mercenaries. They were about to finish Boko Haram. But because of our complacency and personal aggrandizement and personal interest, we asked them to go back. And we are still battling with the issue. I was in Borno State as a member of a state House of Assembly when the mercenaries were in Borno. There were less than 30. They operate in a place like this. Everybody with a laptop before him, observing what is happening in the bush. The moment they discovered an enclave, they will be able to identify how many weapons do they have, what kind of weapons are they using, how many AK-47 do they have, how many explosives do they have. They will take only 3 or 4 people in a chopper, go and clear everything. They will snap picture before clearing them and bring back exhibit. We are about to finish it. And because of interest, personal interest, that if we allow mercenaries to finish this thing, we are not going to get anything. How much was the bill given by the mercenaries? Even Russia is employing mercenaries to fight for them, isn't it? Are we stronger than Russia? Is there anything wrong if you can bring somebody that can fight for you? There's nothing wrong in that. So I'm sorry if people are saying that National Assembly is not doing the needful, National Assembly is not providing the enabling laws. We have provided all the enabling laws. The enforcement of such laws is not ours. If government is not ready to implement, there is no way we can compel government. The only thing we can advise government. If government refuses to do it, there is no way you can force them because they have the machineries for implementation. You do not have.
All right. So, David, do you think, say, our security agencies get the right machinery to implement the necessary things we can help us fight all of this war, and they just say like a desical or perhaps they just they complicit. I mean, how I go talk about it. They just they drag like they no one do 'em. You think say that true based on waiting this or got up here? Because somebody don't also calling before tell me say our military go fit fight, but say they just dey wait for the right marching order.
Um, so yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, in the sense that there's definitely and I try to think of how I want to phrase this thing now. It gets extent to which the Nigerian military feel engaged. Maybe say at the end of the day, a national military is like a gang of
Oh dear. Network, is it from my end or yours now? I can't tell. Okay, I can't tell if this network issue is from my end or yours, but I want to believe it's not from my end. David, if you can hear me, um, okay, I think it's enough from your end. Hello? Okay, let me see if he's rejoined us. Hello, David, are you back here? David, you don't join back. Sorry, be like say network will put you out briefly. Oh dear. Okay. So the network they worry. Make we see whether we go fit. Get him. Hello, are you back? Okay, thank you. I
yeah.
see you. Yeah.
My connection is very unstable.
Sorry. It's okay.
As I was saying, to an extent, yes, it, the Nigerian military is too much of a match for these people to an extent. However, especially of recent, what we're starting to see is that they're starting to have specialized equipment that you don't expect people like that to have. So they're having, for example, drones.
How
Now,
did they use fly drone for our own territory? We'll not be sovereign nation.
when
How
I'm
did they
saying
use flyer?
drone,
Mm.
when I'm saying drone, I'm not referring to the drone you have in mind, which is a fairly cheap, fairly easy. I'm talking about a military grade drone. Those are extremely expensive, and the connection, the communication devices that those things use is not MTN 4G internet they're using. It's satellite connection. Those are extremely expensive, right? The kind of drones where the running cost per hour can be like $6,000 per hour to run this drone. Very expensive. So somebody then needs to put two and two together and ask themselves that how is it take possible say these random terrorists for the Sahel where they wear they wear rubber slippers. How then did they get drone?
How,
Military
how,
grade
they,
drone.
how they even learn to operate themselves? Even if
Exactly.
they
Who
manage
trained
together,
them?
who teach them? So
So
if they want to
it,
when one another house of red member talk, we should talk. Say there's some Boko Haram people we can attack military base and say
mm,
foreigners, white people follow them, follow Boko Haram
yeah,
come. I know
exactly.
you hear that one, Abi. I feel
Yeah.
plan as evidence. So Nigerians are like, no, I know say I get evidence full grant. So that they don't go quote me, but they know say that I'm waiting there out there. So go ahead. So this all of
So
this is interconnected. They connected.
of course, because again, if you recall, some months back, the president of Niger, Abdurrahman Chiani, in come openly, in give interview, he talk say French military they involved in a lot of this terrorism in Sahel. Say they say right now they for northern Nigeria and say then they do covert operations for northern Nigeria. Of course,
We
Nigerian
deny
military
it.
and Nigerian president come
Yes.
they talk in a lie and everything I always lie for them. But the point is where like they walk like a dog, they quack like a dog, it sounds like a dog, looks like a dog, smells like a dog. Not dog, it's a dog, right? So I think at some point we go need to stop to the gaslight ourselves. We dey see something with the obvious. We can't ask ourselves 10,000 questions. It dey obvious because we dey here, we dey for the same West Africa, the same Nigeria when Boko Haram first starts. Like where they first pick up gun, where we first hear of them at all, 2009. The very first time where they kill Mohammed Yusuf for Maiduguri,
Mm-hmm.
where followers, convicts, Congo Chad, go buy rusty AK-47. They come they attack police station, that kind of thing. So we know what Boko Haram be that time. So how will it take happen? Say in the space of how many years now? About 16 years. Then they've gone from wearing rubber slippers to operating military drone. Drone maybe even the Nigerian Air Force no get. From where to where? Clearly and obviously, it get external person where they fund and support and train these people. Clearly and obviously. And then if you just look a few hundred kilometers to our northeast, to Syria, and you see what the US government don't do for there. I mean, you're supposed to give yourself brain now. See, now waiting the same thing. Maybe say they armed terrorists, people will be saying that they call them ISIS, Al Qaeda, then give them weapons, then arm them. Even the person will be Syria head of state now, where then they shake hands with them, then they go meet with Macron and all these people. Then don't put in face for wanted poster before. Aljolani I'm waiting call. They don't put in face for wanted poster saying a terrorist, saying reward where they on top of your head na $10 million. Then don't do them now. So exactly as the same templates they use for Syria, where we say you thoroughly destabilize the country using terrorists. And the same thing with the happen for Nigeria, and for not just for Nigeria, but for West Africa. That's what we're witnessing. So except you they wait, may then print signed confession, signed a sworn affidavit of with needs confession for you, and it's duplicated and it's handed over to you in person. I mean, and you if that waiting they find with that, you go wait for another 80 years
So,
before they go declassify it.
all right.
But it's obvious what is happening.
All right, so David, make I play that video where that person talk about how they used to take down Muammar Gaddafi, and then we'll come begin talk about and relate to our country. If that thing feel possible for Libya, then what's be the possibility say we go ever fit get a leader where be say go fit liberate Nigeria as it be, where they no go also take down because of say it won't liberate Nigeria, if that is true.
Libya.
But
We were the ones that caused Gaddafi's death because Hillary Clinton played a game over there, and I was the one that went over there during the war. Gaddafi asked me to come over. I took a Biden staffer and a Bush staffer and a film crew leader from ABC One in New York, Larry Menti, with me, and a cameraman, because I didn't want the CIA to set me up. I hand carried the letter back from Gaddafi offering to resign. The U.S. didn't want him to resign. They wanted to kill him.
Why?
Because Gaddafi, and I met him 3 times. I took Biden on my second trip to Libya, by the way. He went with me when I spoke to the whole country. At every meeting I had with Gaddafi, he wanted 2 things. He wanted to unite the African continent into a group of nations economically, like European like the European economy. He wanted to base it on the gold standard. And the U.S. and Europe didn't want that. And the other thing is they wanted control of his oil, and they wanted control of his sovereign wealth. So Gaddafi had to go. That's outrageous, and it's wrong.
Hey,
Just like Libya. We were the one.
Okay, even Carlson Tucker will be the presenter where they also interview. The thing, it get to look one corner like the thing is shock and small as you see him. And I think this is a US senator, right? Nine talk this thing,
A former US House of Representatives.
former House of Rep member. Thank you for putting that through. All right. So if it be like this, wouldn't be the possibility say we go ever get any leader for Africa? We go one really transform in country for Africa without that kind of opposition. If the thing with Gaddafi do bad, and I'm sure you heard a lot of bad stories about Gaddafi because we hear a lot of bad stories. How he used with this, how he used with that, and all of those. How so at the end of the day, now the same US people will accuse them of all those things. Now don't open mouth, now they confess, say the one thing we commit now because of say in the one unite Africa. In the one make
Exactly.
Africa they great economically, and they don't want that greatness. And that's dangerous. It can't be like say they no get shame because this confession ordinarily suppose make US tender an apology to Libya, apologize to them, then rebuild Libya. But let me get your take. Go ahead, please.
I mean, I think people they always forget say this US still the top. Now country where maybe say it's founded on genocide, and then waiting they use build the US into economic powerhouse. Now African slaves. I think people they always forget. So when you talk say they're supposed to apologize. Now country where we get moral compass, we get moral center to give you apology. Not the America. America has never had the moral compass right from the start. People they always forget. I think because they if they give you that, then they give people visa. People they go there. People they make money. People they for their mind, then they achieve self actualization. So people they forget say now waiting they underpin all this their so-called prosperity with that. Say the US has never been Africa's friend before, ever. So that this same US will be say during the 60s and 70s, we African countries they try gain their independence. where like their leaders, the leaders then they talk say, okay, our resources we want to use it for our people. Say no be European and American private companies could they benefit from our resources. Like it's our people. Our people should have schools and roads and hospitals. Now this same US government, because of that, talks say all of them are communists. All of them are Russians and come they buy one of them one by one. They buy what they call Patrice Lumumba for DR Congo. They hack him body into pieces, dissolve him with acid, leaving only his truth, which they returned some few years ago. They did coup against Kwame Nkrumah, and then he died under some mysterious circumstances a few years later. And so many others like that. They went on a rampage. Now the same US government with that, they've not changed. So I they always wonder sometimes why we say people they always somehow think say US not good guy. They've never been the good guy. They've just been the winner. They've not been the good guy. They've never at any point been on Africa's side. And as I think all of us supposed to know by now, the economic system within they run, the global economy within they run, needs Africa to be poor. Because if Africa were to develop itself, if Africa were to break out of that poverty role where they are assigned for us, the entire global economic system will shake. And they will know. So perfect example, see what in China don't do. The role where they are assigned for China, they say, now you are going to be our factory. That role where they assigned China did not include, say, make China become what China be today. No be the plan. The plan be say China could just they manufacture, just all the pollution and all the heavy work that China would do. And that's all China will ever be forever and ever. Just a big workshop. Then no calculate, say, the Chinese government will actually take the money where they make from all those things and then go they reinvest them into the country and go they build better infrastructure than anywhere else in the world and go they develop Chinese people to the point now where we say when Trump enter country start trade war with China, say they go use tariff, destroy Chinese economy. The Chinese government talks, say, okay, go ahead. We don't need you. Right? And now, as I'm sure you saw the news some few hours ago, now US government finally don't blink first. Now them come talk, say, okay, we don't remember. Because now China be the number one economy for the world now.
So their own are just propaganda at the moment.
Oh yeah, China even using World Bank numbers by PPP numbers, China is the world's biggest economy. Has been since 2021. So it's only nominally that US is still the biggest. By PPP, that's purchasing power parity. China has been number one for almost 4 years now. So waiting China don't already turn the global economy on its head because now US no fit dictate to them. So if Africa can't do what in China do, they can't move out of the poverty role where they're not assigned for them. Now if you say you don't finish for certain people. Certain people won't don't finish. So our people need to understand, say, this poverty they deal with, it's artificial, it's manufactured. Nobody say it's just a normal thing, say make Africa they poor.
So you mean say like waiting on Obasanjo talk, we not supposed poor. Nobody supposed poor for Nigeria.
We're not supposed poor. And not just Nigeria, Africa in general. It go shock you. The other day I did look for one video where they say ranking for countries who get biggest oil reserves, right? So I see the normal ones. I see Nigeria, I see Angola, I see Saudi Arabia, see UAE. Okay, normal. Canada, Venezuela, okay. Until you can't reach number one. And I shock.
Which country?
Because number one for country we get unexplored. Nobody say country we get the biggest. For country we get the biggest unexplored oil reserve. That's Somalia. That's Somalia. So when person mentions Somalia for when person mentions Somalia for you go think say now one useless place, nothing they happen there, just poverty, nothing else they happen. Poverty, piracy, and war. And then you go get this random piece of information, you can't realize, say, okay, now why that war no go ever finish with that? And now why certain people they always interested in waiting they happen for Somalia with that? Because sometimes you go settle down and ask yourself, say, waiting, you go just hear say some African countries say that they fight war for them. You can't wonder. War they very expensive.
Oh, if you like say your network don't they you be don't talk and say your network they very unstable.
ammunition. And
Okay. Hmm. It will like say the network don't come again. But David, if you can still hear us from our side, in case your network do worry, make a quickly go play that footage video I played yesterday about waiting Ibrahim Traore talk for a visit to a visit. Okay, David, I think you're back again. I don't know whether you don't feel joined us again. Hello. Let's see. Let's see.
yeah,
Okay, so go ahead. Let me let you land. Make
yeah,
I
I'll
let
say
you.
so.
Hmm.
So Nigerians need to understand, say, this world where they say we are part of the world, and we need to start thinking geostrategically. So you're not just thinking about Obi and Atiku and Tinubu. You are thinking about yourself in a global sense. Like even the Obi and the Atiku and the Tinubu, there is a global context that they exist within, and there's a global context you exist within. You matter on the global stage. Many Nigerians get this very weird idea, say Nigeria doesn't matter, Joe. Nobody's interested in Nigeria. Like, it's not important enough. Very foolish idea. Nigeria is
Eh?
very important. Nigeria is very, very, very important. But like
Because
again,
apart from other countries like United Arab Emirates, where you mentioned, Saudi Arabia, where you mentioned, now all United get plenty. But we, apart
mhm.
from oil, we get different mineral resources where they're not even near to get. Where
And
this
then
if
we
we
get people.
explore those ones legally,
In
that
addition
money will
to,
go
in
make inside.
addition to, in addition to the
We don't
mineral
get human
resources,
capital
we have
again.
people
Human
a
capital.
lot.
Nigerians don't understand say human being that money. Because now human being and be the workforce where you need to refine to make that money. So let's go and listen to this. And when we come back, we'll talk about this. If Africa is rich in natural resources, we get the arable lands, we get the human capital. What is really stopping us? Waiting be the things where be say the next generation or this generation rather of African youths suppose know what they suppose do to fit commot themselves for that yama yama way we say in the inside. This is one of the interview I think he had with the Russian television. It's interpreted, so forget about interpretation. Just
For the
understand the
past
English,
2
not be
years
the
now,
French.
things have started
Make
off
I clear 'em quickly.
very well, and we are working on deepening the areas of defense and security, but also education and later on the commercial sector and other aspects. So we have staggered the different areas so that we can exchange a lot and share many experiences, because we also have a lot to learn from Russia in the field of education, especially in the sciences. Now, it must be said that up to today, gold is the main export product in Burkina Faso. But we have set agriculture in motion, first for self-sufficiency, but also for foreign trade and export. The terrorists are reinforced by many foreign fighters who come from elsewhere, who are not, in fact. If I take the case of Burkina Faso, there are many criminals in Burkina Faso, but they are not Burkinabe. There are also trainers who come from many countries to teach them a lot of techniques.
But what is their interest?
It's not really terrorism, it's imperialism. Their goal is to keep us in a state of permanent war so that we cannot develop and so they can continue to plunder our resources. So they have every interest in bringing in specialists in mines to lay various types of mines and explosives experts. Today, the terrorists use drones to fight and everything. So these are professionals from certain countries who come to teach them all of this. All of this is to keep us in a state of insecurity. But we are aware of the situation. We adapt each time to their methods of operation, and we will continue the fight until we have recovered the entirety of the Sahel. So all the countries that are fighting today for their more economic independence, we are trying to collaborate better with these countries because it is a form of oppression by imperialism. It is necessary for those who are oppressed to unite in order to confront this hegemony. So we are moving forward gradually. There are many structures to put in place, and there are many areas that need to be upgraded in the three countries. Because as you know, from an economic standpoint, we are not at the same level. And from a military perspective, there are many aspects to consider. We need to try to balance things out. And so this requires the establishment of many structures and numerous meetings. And free movement requires a certain number of parameters to be put together. You must have seen that we did a lot of work to come up with a single security document for travel and everything. So it's evolving. and things are going very well. I think they themselves contributed to diminishing their own influence because they have a paternalistic view of our relationship. You see, whenever you look at everything we do, every initiative we take, it's always about Russia. Someone speaks and they say they're influenced by Russia. Everything that happens, it's Russia. Why do they have their eyes closed like that? Or taking initiatives? That's what we're fighting against. And look at their speeches. Look at their speeches. Even the French president, always in his speeches, says that young Africans are.
Okay, so David, before I play the order, I'd like us to react to some of the things he said here. I think I have another footage to play now. One of the things when you talk, we catch me, just like waiting, man, you don't address here already. When you talk, say, those people, then when they fight, because you know, say Burkina Faso, people don't even know. Say about Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, they also face their own for that area. That is,
Yes,
I don't want to say war, but war in terms of this same banditry and terrorism,
yes,
we be say what they
always.
face for here. They also face them. And in don't talk am say the people then when they even realize say they fight them or they worry them with this terrorist act them. Say they not even be Burkina Faso. That is they're not from their country. Just like we be say several times, it also mentions say people where they even come cause this problem for Benue State are not from Benue State, are not even from Nigeria, are not even indigenous Nigerian Fulani people. And he didn't paint words. He just said it that the imperialists he sent them. And so let's speak to that thing he had to say. And then why the Western world, according to him, like to attach anything we say these Sahel countries do to Russian influence. What do you think the threat is about? Because that's what one of the things he touched.
So there are two answers to that question. So the first is going back to the Cold War era. There was something called the Red Scare. So the Red Scare was a political tactic that was used in the U.S. back then. It was popularized by a guy called Senator Joseph McCarthy. If you've heard of the term, that's where it comes from. So what Joseph McCarthy used to do was that whenever he had a political opponent that he wanted to discredit, he would accuse them of being communist or being affiliated with the Soviets. Back then, the atmosphere was such that because of this terror, this fear that everyone had of the Russians. You remember this was during the so-called Cuban Missile Crisis era,
Yes.
when people were afraid that Russians were going to launch nuclear weapons at the US and kill everybody. So there was this mortal terror that everybody had of Russia. So once somebody accused you of being communist or working in the Soviets, that was as good as that was like accusing you of having horns coming out of your head, and it could destroy your career, even if it didn't have any evidence.
Because
Just the
people then
accusation,
they need you, they go come up from where you did, they go say,
exactly.
this person.
Just the accusation itself could destroy you. That was known as the Red Scare, and this, in addition to being used to target political opponents of Joseph McCarthy, was also used to target political activists, journalists, anyone with a loud voice who who was vocal about any issues that did not align with what the U.S. government at the time considered to be U.S. interests. So, for example, people in the Black Power movement. So, people like Fred Hampton, the leader of the Black Panther Party, he was shot dead because he was accused of you know of collaborating with the Soviets. He was assassinated. People like Martin Luther King Jr., who was also assassinated, was accused of collaborating with the Soviets. Over here in Africa, people like Kwame Nkrumah, they were accused of being Soviet communists. People like Patrice Lumumba,
People like
people.
David Hundeyin.
Oh yes,
I'm sure you
exactly,
heard that before, so I was waiting to drop that
exactly,
because they don't accuse
exactly.
you of. But do you have any ties? Just now, just stating here to clear the record. Do you have any ties with Russia?
I have the same number of ties with Russia as I have with the US and the UK, which is that I appear on their media. So I appear on RT, I
So
appear on Sputnik,
okay.
the same way I appear on Wazobia, the same way I appear on BBC and CNN, and the same way I appear on DW
So
and
why
whatever.
didn't they pick your appearing for Russia? Or you're not supposed near Russia at all because
The
of the same.
idea, and
Mm.
this goes to the second half of the answer. The idea is that these guys expect to maintain a neo-colonial influence over your African country. So what a neo-colonial influence means is that even though on paper they are not directly in control of you anymore, there's no white guy ruling you anymore,
But they
but
won't continue today.
they still have that indirect control, especially over your foreign policy. So before you have any sort of bilateral relationship with a country that they don't like, they have to define the parameters for you. They have to vet everything. So that's why, for example, you're hearing so much noise about Ibrahim Traore going to Russia for the Russian Victory Day parade. Because if Burkina Faso was still under
That would not
French
happen.
puppet leadership, that would not happen. They wouldn't go because France considers itself to be on the opposing side of the Ukraine war with Russia.
But if you listen to
Yeah.
what Traore talk, Traore no even deny say it is some things when they learn from Russia because he already
No, of
also mentioned
course,
say
of
like the
course. But
aspect of
here's
their
the thing:
military, saying realize say they get good military, then get good education for sciences and saying won't
of
make
course,
Burkina Faso borrow some of these things
of
from Russia.
course.
Why should that
And
be a
here's the
sin?
thing:
Just asking ignorantly. Make we
they don't
educate.
want that. They don't want that because if they are to maintain a neo-colonial influence over you, you need to remain dependent. So what's associating yourself with or what learning from Russia is going to do? It's not as if there's anything special about Russia, but the difference is that the relationship that you have with them, they will never let you. If they have technology, they will never let you see the full extent of it. They will only let you use it. They will rent it out to you. So, for example, back when Africa didn't have any satellites of its own,
Mm-hmm.
we used to basically pay Europe, I think $500 million a year, the whole continent used to pay Europe to rent use of European satellites, right? It wasn't until I think the first African satellite that was ever launched, it was Gaddafi, it was Libya that launched it. Because he was like, let's launch our own, right? And he did that in partnership with China. Because that's what the Russians or the Chinese will give you. They'll give you technology transfer. The Western guys will never do that. They want you to remain dependent,
So that means them
right?
go
So
won't exploit you. But why these people
they
go won't
don't
teach you? But then I also
they
see
don't
that these
want
other
to.
people are also getting something in return. The Chinese and Russians of this world, are they not
Oh,
also getting
they are getting something in return. But the
is that not
difference
also
the difference is
dangerous?
that the difference is that one of them is teaching you how to fish and getting something in return for teaching you how to fish. And that's something they get in return is a one-off. But another one is giving you fish instead of teaching you how to fish, and is getting it every single time. He's getting that something in return every single time you collect fish from him. So, like in the case of the Chinese, say they want some resources from you, they want copper or whatever, whatever, whatever. In return, they'll build you a power station
Railway.
of 700 megawatts, or they'll build you a railway, or a road, a bridge, something that will improve your economy and better your life. So they are getting something out of it, but both of you are winning. There's a quid pro quo, right? In the case
Scratch
of
my back and scratch your back
in the
situation.
case of the Americans, the exact same scenario. They want resources from you. Look at the Lobito Railway. I don't even have to talk any further. Just look at the Lobito Railway. That's the difference between how the Eastern guys engage with you and how the Western guys engage with you. So when the Eastern guys want to engage with you, like the Chinese, they engage with Zambia. They control some mines in Zambia. But in return, they built so much infrastructure for Zambia. They built their national stadium in Lusaka, they built roads, they built railways, they've done a lot actually in Zambia. But the Americans, they want the same resources next door to Zambia in DRC. And they went and built a 3,000-kilometer railway that carefully avoids any population centers across the route, carefully avoids anywhere that Africans live, so that there's no possibility of an industrial engagement with these resources that are being carted off. So it's going straight from the mine to the ocean, straight from the mine to the Atlantic port in Lobito in Angola. And from there, the minerals are loaded onto a ship and they're going straight to the US.
To their place.
That's the difference in how they operate. So the Chinese, obviously, or the Russians, they also want stuff and they're also getting stuff. But in return for the stuff that they are getting, they are putting something in. So it obviously is not perfect, but at least you are getting something out of it. The other guys, they want you to just remain in a situation. They want you to be in the situation that we were in the 1960s, where
Oh, I think I've lost you again, David. Hello, David. Are you there? Okay, so let me play the second half of that interview. If you can, I think your network don't disappoint again, but make a
So the
go
agricultural
ahead.
materials and
Go ahead.
mining,
Okay.
anything. Yeah.
So go ahead. So I want we make you finish. I play that second half. You respond, and then make people join the conversations because people don't they won't bother to join the conversation. But it be like say your network don't go down again. Hello, can you hear me? Oh dear.
That
Okay,
everything
he's
we
been
do,
booted up. Let's
every
quickly see
initiative
if
we
we can
take,
play this while we wait for him to come back.
it's always about Russia. Someone speaks and they say they're influenced by Russia. Everything that happens, it's Russia. Why? Do they have their eyes closed like that? Or taking initiatives? That's what we're fighting against. And look at their speeches. Look at their speeches. Even the French president, always in his speeches, says that young Africans are influenced by Russia. It said, and if you listen to Western media, they spend all their time lying. And look today, the AES, which is a model that's starting to take shape, they can't go a single day without talking about Burkina or the AES. It's impossible for them. And every time they try to spread information, to divide, to manipulate the youth. But it doesn't work anymore. I think people are aware enough. Now people have their eyes open. Through communication, they managed to rewrite history. And as for African history, they schemed everything to spread lies. As a result, some young Africans don't even know the history of Africa or what Africa has accomplished. Some don't even know that our grandparents fought, were put on the front lines as cannon fodder. And when they returned, they were killed like animals. Do people know that when France tested its first atomic bomb, it was black soldiers they placed nearby in the blast radius to see what would happen? Let's bring out the archives. Everything they've used against Africa is terrible. So all of this needs to be communicated so that young Africans understand, because there are still many who are asleep and continue to speak on behalf of the imperialists. Whatever they're told to say, they do it. Maybe it's because,
Okay, all right.
well, they're
So,
given something, I don't
David
know.
Odier,
But
I was hoping I could have have him around. Okay, so phone lines are open. While we wait for him to join back, make we quickly begin get people to call in and to drop their thoughts and reactions to the conversation. Why David will try to join us back. Phone line not they open. Make we hear what you get to talk about this matter with the ground like this. It's been an explosive conversation this evening, and I see all of your reactions. I see all of your calls already. Let's hope that David can rejoin us very quickly so that we conclude on this. And I know you have a lot of questions to ask, so you'd have the time to ask your questions as soon as he rejoins the conversation. You can also call in very quickly and join the conversation. The phone lines are open for you to do that, or you click on the link with it by the pin post so that it will carry you straight come inside the studio for you to fit join the conversation. The pin post therefore inside the comment section and it is pinned there they wait for you, and that's it highlighted on the screen. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello,
Precious, good evening.
sir. Welcome, sir. What's your name and where
Thank
are you
you.
calling from?
Yeah, my name is Mr. Mori. Please ask you if you are able to reconnect with David.
Yes, please.
Can you kindly ask him to speak to the allegation of media suppression in Burkina Faso? That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, he alluded to the fact that he was naive ab initio during the protest against Jonathan's government. Let's assume people like a lot of people were involved in that protest, either naively or otherwise, that deliberately, consciously or otherwise. And people like Moyere Shogure also were involved in a lot of rebellion against that regime, corruption-wise and otherwise. Now, when it was obvious to people like Moyere Shogure that Buhari wasn't what people expected, the same Moyere Shogure turned against it was obvious. Turn against the same Buhari, the same way he campaigned against Jonathan. And in that regard, he was castrated, he was dehumanized, he was brutalized, and he was locked up for close to 3-4 years. He couldn't see his family. He like David himself made the mistake of campaigning against Jonathan, just like Kamoyele Shogure, who gave him the impression that he was being used against Jonathan. And again, in the last presidential election, Omoyele Sowore was the only presidential candidate They have said openly that there will be no removal of subsidy. To him, that was the only thing the Nigerian masses was benefiting from. If it was being used by the West and IMF, why will he have the gun to campaign against them? On daily basis, he speaks against these people, this same establishment, the West and others. How they want to make Africa poor so that they can continue to exploit us. He accused the Bola Timepos of this world and co of being agents of this West. He doesn't add up, logically. I find it difficult to comprehend the fact that he will be fighting against people that are, that he is being accused of working for. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really wish David can join me, but I think he's having issues reconnecting with us so that if for fit to respond to this by himself. Okay. I think he's having a little issue. Really wish he can rejoin us. But let's see if he can, rejoin us. Make we get that conversation. But 4 lines are still open. I don't forget the man name. If we say Ikolo, I wish I remembered your name, but I'll do well to pass the question across to him either right now or later on. As if I get a response anytime in this show, just the watch. Anytime I get edition of this show, I will tell you the response on waiting in talk. Phone lines are open. Let's quickly jump in on the conversation. I don't show you the number, right? Okay, so kindly jumping on the conversation. I have someone in my back studio, Mr. Bua. Good evening and welcome,
Good evening.
sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir, and welcome.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm doing good. You're doing great.
Great, great. Go ahead.
I can see the chats. Nigerians are fighting over Peter Obi when we have other bigger issues than Peter Obi. On your
Oh
chat on
wow.
the right side, there's
Okay.
one, what's his name? Daniel Yoha, or what? David Yoha. I don't know.
Okay.
We should be talking about issues that will help us. David is helping us look at things where the West are pushing for imperialism. And instead
Mhm.
of talking about how we should find solutions to it, we're busy fighting ourselves. How would we get out of this? When are we going to get out of this? We keep on fighting ourselves. We keep on just, I don't know. We need to do things that will help us as a country. We need to actually come to terms with the fact that the Western world is not, well, they don't have our interests. They just want to continue using us as as an instrument for their own growth. Because even if you talk about people that work in the West,
Mm.
it's our people that are working in the West. I live in the UK. I know how Nigerians work here.
Mm.
The kind of jobs that Nigerians will do in this place, the
Yeah, people need to do
Arabs
'em. Mhm.
and Indians and the
Even the
UK
UK
citizens
citizens no
cannot
good
do.
one. Mhm.
They won't. They won't. Yes, we have our issues. And the unfortunate thing about us is that we keep on running down ourselves. The Pakistanis will do all kinds of things around themselves, but you will never hear them talk about bad about themselves. But we like talking about ourselves. We like just opening up what when somebody does something, instead of trying to find a way of just warning him, we go to the social media and start talking about what Nigerians do.
So you think that
So
we
how
expose ourselves too much?
we expose ourselves too much. We
Okay.
expose ourselves. So the Western world knows us so much, and they can't do without us. Even the
Mm.
new reforms they are trying to do with immigration, I think they are beginning to understand that even in the UK, that reforms was going to be very difficult for them. Because if
Mm.
the Nigerians leave and the people that are actually working, who will do the work for them?
System go collapse. Even the education self when
Yes.
they bring stringent
Yeah.
measures. You know, see as
The
their
whole of
university begin,
the
their
whole of
universities
Scot
begin suffer.
the whole
Yes,
of
now.
Scotland has been reducing staffs in the university. Why? Because Nigerians are no longer coming to school. They were feeding on Nigerians. It's just something that, like we said, they won't come out and apologize, but they know what they are actually missing when Nigerians are not coming back to, when are not they are not coming into the UK for schools.
Thank you. Thank you so
They
much, sir.
just can't afford it. So let's people proffer solutions that will help our country, not fighting ourselves. It's not
Thank
an
you.
issue of Obi. It's not an issue of Atiku. It's not an issue of this. It's about us.
Us.
What
Us.
do we
And,
want
and
to
that
do
is
as a
and that
nation?
is the real reason I have these conversations.
Let's
So if
not
you
talk
notice,
about it. We should
yes, if
stop
you
this blame game. This blame game won't help us.
I
We're
appreciate
just
you.
we're
If you
just chiding
notice,
ourselves.
if you notice on my platform, I don't use clickbait. I don't use fake headlines to gather views. I'm not about the views. I'm about the substance of the conversation, the quality
Yes,
of conversation
we
that
should ask.
enriches us.
You should
Now,
start
there, now
asking
you
us.
me.
What are the solutions? What are your solutions? Ask people to proffer solutions.
Thank you.
What are the
Thank you so
solutions? Okay,
Oh, I
David has
do that.
given us this. What
I
is the
do that.
issues? We should
Thank you.
now discuss what are the issues that will change our country now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I
That's it.
appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Hello, good
Thank
evening,
you.
and welcome. The person over the phone. I appreciate you, sir.
All right.
Yes.
It's right continue my
Yes, continue. What's your name and where you call from? Go ahead, sir.
I am Mr. K calling from London.
It's okay. You're welcome. Go ahead. Go right in. Fire down.
Thank you very much. How are you doing today?
I will not say fine. I'm hanging in. You can't be totally fine when you're here, but it's okay. Just go ahead.
All right, thank you. So,
Except you want me to be dishonest. Just go ahead.
okay, no worries. You'll be fine.
I will.
There's two things I want to chip in now.
Go ahead.
Based on what you wanted and said.
Okay.
I would debunk some of this you said.
Okay.
You know, there's something you say, there's something you can see as evidence.
Come what?
You see, in concrete evidence of what somebody is doing.
Okay, go ahead.
You see, like in Nigeria, Nigeria of today, everything is done with propaganda. But it cannot see anything concrete on the ground. When they say, oh, there's something of food price has gone down, you can see that is propaganda. People are still suffering. You see, the guy Traore, you know, why people are so much about him is this. He's transforming things. He has making things happening that people can see. The evidence of what he's doing is visible. You understand? Yeah. Russia. If you look at Russia, let me just say, if you look at the old Russia, all the countries that were part of USSR, yeah, even in 200 years, Nigeria cannot even near the development of those people. The infrastructure that they have, Nigeria cannot even 300 years.
Including Ukraine, no, Ukraine is not bad in infrastructure. You don't see this, and I make the people withstand Russia now.
God bless you. When you see, the West have made Africa destroy the African brain that Russian people are bad. Russia is not bad. If you look at it in the 70s and the 80s, I'm not born then. I'm born in the early 70s anyway. But when you look at the things that Russia has done, did you know they trained many African people in engineering, in all purpose, in all areas of development in life? They taught Nigerians are Africans, but we don't even give them that applaud. All we do is the Western world telling us that Russia is bad, China is bad. But those telling you that Chinese are bad, so they are the worst people that are said. It's the France. That's why when I see Tinubu.
I was going to wait for David to come and let's talk about this and then also talk about the Nigerian relationship with France.
When I see this guy going to France, allied with France, that is when I know Nigeria is gone.
Why?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for asking that question. Did you not see Cameroon president? The man now cannot walk. He cannot even walk. Do you see that? He cannot even use his two legs to walk into a particular place. Yet France is holding everything, not allowing it to go by. Because of what? Their interest. Look at the people they colonize. If you look at the between France and Nigeria, when they were in Nigeria, they massacred, destroy everything they built for them. Because they built it for them. They want this people to try to chase them away. They destroy every damn thing. Do you know they have nuclear before? They have nuclear. The nuclear they build for their own use. They destroy them before they leave. So anybody in this world, for France and Belgium, are the worst. They're not the British. I know that they are worse as well, but they are better. They're a little bit better. A little bit better is that they will teach you how they fish. They will teach you, but they will still be killing you. You understand? But the France and Belgium are the worst people on the planet Earth. So any country aligning with this kind of people is gone. It's gone. So what I'm trying to say is that once I'm trying to report on what this guy said about Traore getting this, getting that, Russia will give you everything they want, but they will take little.
But that is exactly what he said now. Maybe you didn't hear him well. He did not.
He was saying that he was saying that maybe 50-50 taking more. They're not taking more. Like I said to you, go on Precious.
Sir?
Go and read the history of Czechoslovakia. All of those people that I see, even what's the this country that we all live here? Ukraine. Go and look at Ukraine. All of this country. Nigeria can never even near their development for 500 years. I am telling you, my heart. None of these countries that was under Russia, that Nigeria can even really develop for 500 years. I'm not talking about Russia is bad. If Russia is bad, how would they develop Ukraine? You have seen Ukraine. You have seen what Russia did for Ukraine before they left. Can you compare it to that? Can Nigeria reach Ukraine? And Ukraine is like a poor country. It's a poor country. They're not poor, but the cities are not getting what they want. That's how other countries are. Look at Romania. Romania is one of the poorest countries in Europe here. Nigeria cannot reach development of that's the country.
But these countries are small now. These countries, they're small compared to Nigeria now.
It's not small. It's about Nigerian problem is big. Okay, look at now. The other day, weekend one. Somebody, UK was on a Rolls Royce. In fact, where in the world can that happen? Could be honest with you. Be honest with you. Where in the world would you see a minister going on limousine?
You never even see the one. You never see the limousine where he be saying at 2 self. 2. He did 2 self bad ones for inside in convoy self. Now what for you?
Because our people are just our people. In fact, the problem of Nigeria are the Nigerians. It's Nigerians themselves. That's why we see all this thing going on. If Nigerians will come to say, kill us, we're ready to die. All this will not happen again.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. You don't talk to us. Thank you.
You pay me to see a country with all kind of money, but the people cannot eat the square meal. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Hello, good evening and welcome. Oh dear. Hello. Okay. Network, no let us at all make up of it. Okay. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Precious.
Sir. Don't need to go
this side, it seems there is different voice for different people. You have to reserve my voice, not they carry my voice outside.
They give another person. I promise. No problem.
Okay.
I know they like. Yeah. I don't like quarrel. Anything when you talk for peace today, I agree.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Precious, thank you so much this evening for bringing Mr. David.
Thank you.
Yeah. You see, he was talking about the whole of what is happening in Nigeria and Africa and all these things that you play. Majority of us know all these things, but what do we do to get these people off? When they say off from Africa, only from Nigeria. You see the way they are killing people in Benin, even in Imo State, wherever there is the war. That type of killing going on, there is something beneath the soil that they are after. So even in this UK, the other man that called from UK was talking. Their universities are struggling because it's the Nigeria, India, Pakistan, and China are funding their university. Do you know how much billion that the international university bringing into UK economy? Nobody is talking about it, and they are changing their rules, putting it and making everything tough. Precious, you can ask Mr. David. Do you know that some of us that are living here, that in as much as you are doing you are the best, even the most stupid one that is an English person, they are paying you, they are paying that person more than you, that you think that you are the best.
So that's wage disparity day.
It's still there. They will not tell you. If you are doing the same job here and then you are dealing with an English person, you will think they are paying you. They are not paying you the same thing.
Including Nigerians who don't become English people by citizenship. They still do that
It
disparity.
doesn't matter. They see, you can never be a Catholic more than the Pope. So they can have they will tell you, you are British but you are not English, and it's true. You can have the British passport but you are not English.
Yay.
Yeah, it's just a very simple thing. Somebody can have, let's say, a Nigerian, does not make that person a Yoruba person, or does that make that person an Igbo person. So that is the thing. Go on whatever they are doing, and even our sister, Mrs. Kemi, all these things they are doing, it's just like the same thing. The head of Reform Party is talking, and then at the end of the day, what are they going to do? Because they don't want to say the truth. They don't want to tell their people the facts or the whole thing the way it is. Look at the way Nigeria is suffering. Many Nigerians wants to come back home. If Nigeria is good, I bet you nobody will be here.
Thank you. Thank you
so much. If Nigeria or Africa is good, nobody will be here.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ogatoni Chukudi. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Hi. Hello. Good evening and welcome.
Hello.
Sir. Welcome, sir.
From Malaysia.
From Malaysia. Welcome, sir. Waiting be your name, I beg.
My name now is Ozone Layer.
Ozone Layer.
Yes.
Well done, sir. Oga Ozone Layer.
How not today?
We did now. We did the other side of the ozone layer, sir.
How is my boss, David?
She's fine.
Yes. I'm one of his attendant followers. David has really opened my eyes to geopolitics and how able the Western world is to Africa.
So all these things when you talk today, they never know them before now. Now waiting you they talk.
No, you see, if I know her before now, my dear sister, if I know her before now, I forgot denounce Christianity.
So now when you don't know me, it means say you won't go denounce your Christianity now.
I don't denounce some people now.
Why?
Because just like David said, that they will want the technology from us. And even if they want to give us the technology, they will give us the surface of it and not the inside. So that Africa cannot know the holistic nature of that technology. Now, how much more can you want this people to give you something beneficial in terms of science or religion? No.
I hope so. You know, say this religion, I be one of the things. Now be one of the problems we get for ourselves. So, and one of the things they always talk about. Now be waiting.
What you say?
I say, you know, say religion are one of the most important things to us for Africa. Sure, you know, this religion where they talk about like this.
One of the kings of business in Africa. It was one of the wicked things that the West brought to us. I was born a Christian, right? And I would say that a Christian from Africa makes one inactive. It makes your brain inactive. You can never react to things, but never move forward. Because every time you are living on hopeless hope. You understand me? All I'm saying now is that all African youths now should rise up.
Thank you. Your network don't go down, sir. Your network done bad. So sorry about that. All right, I have someone in the back office. Ozone layer, you don't call now. Ozone layer, not you be they call me just now. Now ozone layer they call now. I can't they see you again for back office. Are you twice? I see you here, I see you there. Are you two places? All right. Phone lines are still open. Let's quickly dropping up. Hello. Hello.
I'm still here.
Okay, ozone layer. You also there for the other side of the office. All right, so go ahead very quickly. Wrap up, eh?
Good. So I'm calling on our Africans, both in diaspora.
Hmm.
As I go to Malaysia, I'm not happy.
Sorry.
Because if I tell you how Malaysians are influenced here,
Hmm.
on Malaysia, that about this Nigeria, if I tell you about business, so
Hmm.
all African sons and daughters, all their parents can support and for real, for real person. Make sure that one is so that the man person to do that. When you take you, then you can now go to another country. So you can start from Nigeria at the next time. But so to the next place, to my safe Africa. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hello, good evening, and welcome.
Yeah. Hello.
Sir?
Yeah, precious.
Sir?
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening, and welcome.
Yeah. My name is Ernest. I'm from.
Enes, you're welcome. Go
Hello?
ahead. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay.
Ernest.
Yeah. Precious. Yeah. Like, I wanted to correct something David said.
Okay.
It's just a correction. It talked about Somalia.
Okay.
That Somalia has untapped reserve
Hmm.
more than every other country. That's wrong. That's very wrong. Somalia has 20 billion barrel, 20 billion barrel untapped reserve. So they are not even the number one. So that's very, very wrong.
I wasn't sure he
So
was talking about a recent statistics. I think he meant, I wasn't sure if he was talking about a recent statistics or, and you know, okay, just go ahead.
Even Somalia is not in top 5.
Okay.
So
All right.
that's very wrong.
Okay.
So I wanted to correct that
All right.
question.
Thank you.
And then there's something he said. He said that African was programmed to be perpetually poor so that they can get raw material from Africa so that they can sustain their industrialization. Okay, I accept it. We understand. Okay, but the thing is, precious, you
Sir?
and I, it is right under our nose that the Asian tiger developed. And how did they develop? They didn't do any invention. It is nothing. They adapted technology. These are technologies that are already in existence. You don't need to go and invent anything for you to progress. You just do copy. You copy and paste. So that's exactly what China did, and these Asian tigers did. They copy and paste. So
But the person won't go copy and paste. Not be. I think one of our presidential candidates say you go Egypt, go copy and paste the electricity. Not being in the yab and say why they go there.
No. What I'm saying is, you don't need to invent anything new. Most things is already invented. All you just need to do, adapt the technology, adapt it and improve upon it, and use it to progress yourself. So if Africans fail to adapt, just exactly what Chinese and the Asian tigers did, whose fault is it? Is it the Western world fault?
But you not get if this is your interpretation of everything he said today, then I'm sorry, you didn't get the point.
I'm just saying concerning the aspect he talked about that African has been programmed to be perpetually poor so that they can be providing raw material. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's under our right.
I heard what you said, and I'm saying that if your interpretation is just what that part, then that means you didn't get me right. Because remember why he also said that one of the ways we they do and to make sure they use one of our own them to continuously they make sure they dictate the thing for them. So at the end of the day, that means now our people fault. Our people are sellouts, and most of those are people will be sellouts really no get choice but to be sellouts. Go ahead, sir.
How China use their own people develop, be it
Okay, so why is Nigeria not doing it? Why is Africa not doing it? That's the question. What's your interpretation of why Africa is not doing it?
Don't blame the Western world. That's what I'm saying. Blame our people that are not doing what they are supposed to do to develop. That's what we're saying. Don't put all the whole blame on the Western world.
Oh,
They didn't do this.
no, but he never puts no. But he never Oga, calm down now. He never really even puts all the blame on the Western world. He even talk am here, say the Western world no dey do these things without the help of our own people. Say now our people they use, they do these things. He said it here now. You can go back and play back and hear it now. Sir. Sir.
Now Western world tell we get to give money go buy Rolls Royce.
Make a play on that video. Make a play on a video of that Rolls Royce as you dey talk. Make people they watch the Rolls Royce then. And in convoy. Yeah, that's the convoy.
But they get money to buy a Rolls Royce, and then in the past they come out for Rolls Royce as they saying in Papa na Alpha and Omega. What are we talking about?
This one not two bombastic vehicles in carry self. One's Rolls Royce Phantom and Bentley Bentiaga.
We ain't getting Rolls Royce. If we can a politician we get United States here, we can go there in handcuffs, ankle bracelet go there in legs. What are we talking about? And then they walk. Okay, I won't even accept how many ministers they conduct press conference every week. We don't get other minister. Why is it that only weekend they do press conference every week? And then all the journalists they come sit down, they ask a question like say him the king. I mean, I don't want to wrong with our people. All those people
did you watch my show yesterday, sir? If you watched my show yesterday, you will see me addressing that issue. I addressed that issue. So sometimes you can open my from sir.
You they address, but as you they address, they hear if they change anything, they change.
Who tell you say they need to hear them? Oh, by the way, they change, oh. Some of the things the way be say we don't talk about it, don't they do them? Why would they hammer here always? Federal government don't go renew. It don't renew civil servants them.
Somebody when his papa no get name 20 years ago. Somebody when his papa no be anything. When they flash Rolls Royce. And then they work freely. Where does it happen? You don't get name. You know, this is just my own country.
Thank you.
Our problem. Not be Western world. People don't stop to put the blame on Western world.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Western world. Adapt your technology and progress yourself. If people don't want progress, then they blame Western world.
So even if something a clog in the wheel of your progress, make you not mention that, make you try come that clog. Gabi, make you try, surmount them.
Our people be our problem. No put all the blame on Western world.
Nobody put all the blame now. Nobody put all the blame. People talk. Nobody don't talk. Say now them only now be the problem now. No, now they talk. Say them be the problem, and now our people did they use to make that problem. But I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Bye, sir. All right. Hello. Good evening and welcome. Oh dear, I lost you. Hello. Good evening. Okay. Oops. My phone lines are on fire. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Make I play that video in full view. Now I'm not gonna watch and where as I got wiki they come out with in full, not in full regalia, in full convoy. 2 cars, have a Rolls Royce Phantom 2025 and I think a Bentley, full on back to back. You see the two of them now, back to back, the full on. So you see I'm being, you see the other one, the Bentley for the back. So now the two motor, now follow up. All right. Well, that is it. Okay. So taking more of your calls and reactions. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hello, precious. I don't try to call you.
Sorry, no vex. Today my phone did very, very busy. Daniel, how are you? Welcome.
I'm fine.
Go ahead.
The last caller, Simon, no blame the Western world. I really appreciate that for that word. Nobody they blame the Western world, though, but our children will tell the story of our own time, how we feel to protect ourselves, and how we make ourselves so vulnerable, even when they go through of us. Waiting here they talk. They give, if you hear waiting the video they talk, not just the exact truth.
Where you don't talk.
These same people pay. Which many people know they travel around this country. Me, I don't go the length and breadth of this country. To an extent, I understand because in one way or the other, we did some kind area so we know things. Even person, I think they talk there, I can't even wonder whether I'm not sure it's a person in Nigeria, because if not person in Nigeria, maybe in one way or the other, thing would they see the handwriting. Then again, waiting they talk where draw my attention so much to one thing what I always think of. And now I wish I be just wait whether maybe we go that area too.
We'll be never finished. Maybe we'll go do a return match for inside this conversation, because my internet's 9 boot amount, and so I don't want to disturb them again. So maybe another day we will conclude this conversation.
Good. Because if you see what he talk says some people where they inside where these white people they use, they know. But I bet you many people don't even know. Even when they go use Peter Obi, eventually, maybe he no go know. And it's so clear that they're already working around him, and they're already putting some people, they're inviting him for some interview. That gradually they start. When they invite Buhari come the G7 meeting, after he managed release 83 Chibok girls, Buhari don't know everything where they happen. No, now gradually enter the trap. And now gradually he can't even come know say he go talk with him not supposed to talk for United Arab Emirates.
Like what's in the thing when you talk?
When they talk about the Palestinian people, see what they pass through no good. He forget say these people still get influence for all those areas. And that thing I can't even come push button where we say somebody begin come, they can't use somebody as me I always see the person as asset when they even know say him be asset. They can't use the person one come they agitate. Before you know they can't they shout everything. Operation Crocodile Smile and everything, Python dance. Left, right, and center. The whole thing they say these people want more continue to the fight ourselves, more continue to the fight. They not say even if, at the end of the day, even if some group of persons for Nigeria get independence, they still get people where they will use against them, where they will fight themselves. Many people don't understand the deep secret for Nigeria. If only we open our eyes, we will able to say to even talk about the hard human being. But now, really, I be the way it's okay. All those other people where we say they don't even know say they be asset, they wouldn't need for even mention them. Because even a friend of mine told me that, hey, thank God, anything from January now, ICRC would move, they go eastern Nigeria. But what's supposed to happen for that 2nd of December last year, no can happen again. Now they no even come move again. At the end of the day, they just continue to the ginger. When they say okay, something no move where they go release. When they say the thing they favor them, they go hold down. Everything will be normal. Many things where they happen for Nigeria no they normal. Now we know they understand where would they see and say na normal thing. Even this time bonnet case for Finland, you know they normal. But many people never really see and they understand.
How you take things? What you make you think say the case no they normal?
The case no they normal because some people know they even know say okay that they use them.
But that means Simon Ekpa no know say they use them.
I no talk more. I just talk.
Since you not talk, they go now. No vex. Make I pick another person call. All right. Thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hello, good evening, and welcome. Oh wow, that's another review. Simon Ekpa is being used. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Okay. Oh, all right. Oh, matter strong. Well. All right. Seeing if I can return this and then wrap up very quickly. I'd like to say a big thank you to. Hello, good evening.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Welcome, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ayodiji. I'm calling from the United Kingdom.
You're welcome, Ayodiji. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
So, thank you for bringing in David. I listened to him carefully, and
thank you.
He brings a kind of touch to this kind of discussions. You know, he takes a deep dive, critically analyzes the situation. So, he has said many things. He has mentioned the dynamics of the entire political structure of the world. He has looked at Nigeria in particular, you know, letting us know that Nigeria is not in isolation, that what happens in the world, you know, there's
also
politics everywhere going on, affects Nigeria. And he has also made us understand that this constant I'm a critical dive, and you can, in these things logically, you can see what's happening that, but for Nigeria's sake, the solution, I mean,
Can you start profiling one yourself? What's the
yes, you can
solution?
propose.
For me, one of the solutions I give myself, and that's what I'm doing here, is awareness.
Yes.
Because an informed mind go know himself. You'll hear what somebody just talking and say, it doesn't know these things. If I don't denounce one particular a religion or in religion, do you understand? So person where know something, go know what thing to do. And that is the quarter I can do because my mouth is my mineral resources. Apart from mouth, I don't get another one again. So on our way, no other solution. So I make on a talk on our own. My own, I don't bring the enlightenment. So you talk your own part.
So my proposal, two proposals I get.
Okay.
Number one, we need to get our electoral process right.
Okay.
In the beginning, that's the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that transformational leader that we need, forget all this Peter Obi, we never see him. We don't have a transformational leader yet. Traore is a transformational leader. He understands the situation clearly. He has taken up the position and aligned himself with a superpower because he cannot do it on his own. And he's explaining to the superpower. We saw the video that he showed. The situation on ground. I'm sure Tim knows these things already, but Putin wanted to put it on the video for the whole world to see and hear what is actually happening. So we need a transformational leader. We don't have that yet, but we need to, as a foundational, thing, we need to get that electoral process right.
So why you not come out as a from where you did? Why you not come out come contest election as a transformational leader we will go get for Nigeria?
There are two things. When you study behavioral sciences, there are two things. A transformational leader can either be born. You could see that Traore from when he was born, he had always had this kind of attitude. So you don't learn leadership sometimes. It's not something that you learn. It must come from birth. Most people argue, people can argue it that you can learn leadership. But sometimes most transformational leaders Ojukwu was a transformational leader. He was born, and if you read his history.
So how long it will take us to discover one? Because if we need a solution right now, how long it will take us to discover one? And then what we need to do to discover that one? And what do we do while we're waiting? That's the point. So because we never feel discover one, then what do we do?
And I'm afraid to say this, but it's not in our generation.
So we'll continue to suffer like this. Then the solution you don't give us like this.
There's no transformational leader that can identify anybody that has it, but there can be that I haven't identified, but there's nobody that can stand and say enough is enough.
All right.
Let me tell you, people are saying Peter Obi. I supported him, but when he aligned himself with a general, they went to eulogize a general that sold our mandate, that stole our mandate. I was in the Koroduru, I was in Lagos when June 12th was stolen and there were dead bodies all around. Do you know that event, it did not even, no 1 minute silence for people that died. There were dead bodies on Lagos, on the Koroduru, and he didn't say anything. And Peter Obi was there, with every other person was there. Anybody that was there, I looked at them. Those are the problems of Nigeria. Buhari did not go to that thing. He didn't go to that event. The devil come down. He did not go. Although maybe because the general overthrew him. But he wasn't there. So you don't have to be there. You don't have to patronize yourself with those kind of people. Because they're the ones that put us in the situation we are. So for the sake of time, please, number one, electoral process. Number two, education. Traore says something. You have to educate the people. You have to teach people about. It was when I got to Europe that I learned about the French Revolution. I learned about the Russian Revolution. I learned more about slavery than the emancipation. That was where I learned it. You have to teach the children. You have to teach them. Because if they don't know their history, I always said it. They don't know the history. You don't make change. You want a leader. You think that, you watch Hollywood, you watch TV, you watch BBC, you think that where the world starts and ends. No, you need to know your history. You need to know your history. So that's what the points I have. Number one, those are my proposals.
Yes, sir. I did hear them.
Get the electoral process right. People society in Nigeria, get it right from the beginning. You have to if you don't get it right, you continue to have charlatans.
Thank you.
And betrayers as your leaders.
Thank you.
Finally, I want to say one more thing about Peter Obi. Him as a person. But for him to make any impact, you have to form a coalition with these people, invisible hands that they have talked about. These invisible powers.
But you don't talk say you don't like the Peter Obi again now because of saying go IBB book launch now.
No, like him, but you know, I wouldn't say I don't like God. Because he went to that thing, it has diminished the kind of like that I had for him before.
So you're not also seeing attending that place as maybe political or anything, and you have the choice not to like him if that's a problem.
There's no.
But you just a talk now say in get to align with these same people. You not thinking that because of for the purpose of that aligning, now making go that kind of events. You not thinking like that.
My alignment in an invisible power.
Okay.
The you talked about, you don't see Nigerians per se. You talked about the Westerners,
So make Peter Obi align with the Western world. Then when he can enter power, he go come begin do the things where they say make him do. Then if he no agree do a problem, go come out.
But is there any path for you to get to them without aligning with them? According to them,
okay, all right, thank you. There is a path. There's always a path.
You can tell me there's a path because I haven't seen any path.
There is a path. There is a path. Maybe you didn't listen to that.
No path inside.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you very
I
much.
appreciate you. Thank you so. Oh my goodness, am I going to rise this night at all? Hello, good evening and welcome. Please help me turn off the volume of your listening device.
Hello.
Yes, welcome.
Precious, good
evening. Sir, welcome.
It's Festus.
Festus, sharply, do quickie here. I don't close.
Okay. The major thing is I'm very happy you brought David Hundeyin.
Thank you.
You understand? So he has to enlighten people on what is happening. You understand? To be honest with you, this imperialism is going on. David Hundeyin is right. Here in South Africa, I want people to understand. Hello?
I didn't hear you.
You see, South Africa, the Netherlands are still extracting their gold for free. For free.
I don't want to say small Netherlands though, because the Netherlands is a small country.
They are still mining their gold for free. They took over their farmlands. So you see, that is what Ramaphosa is trying to fight. People don't understand what is going on. We are slaves in our own countries.
So then follow for the people where be say.
There is something precious. There is something. One of the speakers spoke. The guy in UK. Do you know that they are still practicing advanced slavery all over the world with blacks? I want to tell you, like here in South Africa, you are a white guy, I'm a black. We work in the same office, but we receive different salaries. You will find out that even the person you are more expatriate than receive more than you because he's a white. These are things we can't talk. I'm a researcher in the University of Johannesburg. I know what I'm telling you. You understand? So most of the things that David Hundeyin has said is 100% correct. What is happening in Nigeria? There is a hand behind it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Festus, make I leave you. Make I talk to somebody else here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, Chooks, you've been waiting at the backyard. Welcome. Let me do you and quickly run away. Hello, welcome. How are you?
I'm all right. Good evening. This is a way into where you just blow your hair like this. the fan, I can see.
So for some reasons, for some the grid decided not to grid in my area for a couple of days. I've not had any atom of light.
Serious?
So, and then my inverter has been running mad. So because of that, the battery is drained. And you know that when you're using inverter, sometimes I don't go get to use AC. Maybe the thing for not run down quick. So I can't blow myself breeze of life. How I go do now? Make I not die. All right.
Okay.
So with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you.
Of course.
And not confuse you. Why my head? Okay.
I think to say what do Beyonce? That's No,
No, no,
no, it's
no.
just fine. Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
whole idea of bringing David on was is good because I mean, like I said in one of the chat messages, is one of the few voices of reason, and we definitely need more of those. So I guess the challenge is for people out there to kind of try to amplify that voice because we know that we're up against it when it comes to foreign influences in our affairs in Africa, and unfortunately, it's just the way it is. I guess we just need to get rid of all this negativity that we have of ourselves because there are good people amongst us, but the problem is there's so many fault lines of tribe, religion that we always use to kind of differentiate ourselves, and it doesn't quite work. The sooner we start to have a voice as people and start to um, speak as people to power and make our votes count. You know, there's a guy who came on and he was talking about electoral reforms and things like that. I think those are the reform.
Reforms, yeah.
Those are the
And the
key
good thing,
things.
the INEC chairman today promised electoral reform. If you listen to
Yeah,
my
but they've
earlier
been
show,
promising
you
it
watch the
all
video.
the every day.
But we can't even tell the
Yeah.
contents. So it is not our responsibility to hold the National Assembly and
Mhm.
hold
Mhm.
them. Hold them very well to make sure that I think perhaps that thing that I think Ibrahim Abdul Karim, my guest, said the other
Mhm.
day, the thing about the 1 million, 7.2 million man match, where
Mhm.
you go to the National Assembly, hold them, make sure say that's what you want, make they effect those
Yeah.
changes. I think we really need that because looks like leaders are not really taking us serious
Yeah.
enough. Like we really want this. They just see us as people who just back and keep quiet and they
Yeah.
move on. You know, we have adapting spirit too much.
We
We
need.
adapt and we keep, adapting. So they don't understand say we did that serious enough. But they don't know say right now people don't they get them to that level where you say you don't they
I
choke.
hope so,
So I
but
think they
as
need to
long
understand.
as people can still weaponize poverty, you know, when they say, "Oh, let's go and march, let's people march or do something," another person will pay some people to protest against the protest. You know, we've always had some people spoiling what people are trying to do. So,
But if you notice that thing was never in existence. At least I've never really witnessed that. I didn't witness that in 2012 election,
mm,
but I started witnessing it since Buhari's
yeah,
administration.
yeah.
All the protests that they did for Jonathan,
Mm.
all those things they were carrying coffin and all that. How many times did you see the people
Look,
that
oh,
were
it's when
canceling
you
that
have good
protest?
leaders that protest work. If Peter Obi enters now, if people march, the march will get head. You understand? Because people will be allowed to express themselves. But
But people will still insult him that he doesn't understand politics and who sabi politics. Then they let make those things work
mm,
for him. Like saying game, get in game on. So you see, at the end of the day, they'll come praise that person and say he sabi politics. Then make
mm,
nothing happen. Everybody everywhere tight for inside.
yeah. So, just in
So
conclusion, you guys should keep doing what.
and you know the worst
Mm,
part. You know the worst
mhm,
part is that now still we, the common men, where they suffer, where they chop our money.
mm,
Whenever seafood chop,
mm.
like I'm not sure say I don't chop since morning. Have I am thinking about it.
No,
Okay. So
but
like those of us we never sure say we don't chop.
yeah,
Now those of us now in the day for social media, they fight for them pass.
yeah,
Like these people are chopping money. Person they drive this kind of double. If you see the two cars where
mm,
he some wicked carry,
mm,
if you see the two cars where he carry. Person they drive this kind of car, a minister of the federal capital. Ask them what be in source of income when you afford this kind of vehicles.
mm.
Ask them. If they see the two, they follow for
Even,
back to back. You
even,
see that one they
even,
behind them.
even.
Nobody they ask. Now, if you post this thing, I'm sorry, let me land, no
Mm,
vex. If you post this thing for social media now, attacking this thing, you go see other people come attack
they'll
you.
say you the
People
hater.
will never chop.
Mm,
Oh. Now you go attack. People will never chop, go come attack you. They fight on their behalf. Like, are you okay? Is he not a governor, 2 times governor? How do you mean that he cannot afford this? See, the kind of protest me I even like,
mm,
with all due
mm.
respect, is the one that will ensure that all our political office holders live on minimum wage.
Yeah, but that's the
Now
thing.
that one I
When
mean I
when
like
somebody
pass.
came up,
All of them, both states, local governments, everywhere, make them do on minimum wage. They feel create their own cadre of what they call a civil service for them. But let
minimum
them
wage
do on
na
minimum. Let's
70K.
know.
That one not go do anything.
It's a lie. See, that is when you know people who truly want to serve the
Yeah.
country,
Mm.
or those who really stay there because of waiting they get today.
No,
Because I promise you, if they say the position not there as juicy as it is, most of them no good
to be
there too.
honest, if
No, I
if they
mean,
were just living off their salaries, we won't complain. But we know that they do all these side deals and things of the like. Ma would say there's a lot of
those
there's a lot of
expense, eh?
negativity. We just feel inferior to Oyibo in a lot of situations. You know, even when you come and
But
say
uh,
when
but
you
But you don't know that even in Nigeria here, when Oyibo comes to Nigeria, would they feel
And
inferior
no, it's true now.
towards them? You
If
never
I
notice it.
write it,
We
no,
value
if I
them.
write up a proposal and say I want to come and do some project in Nigeria, I can bring some Joe Blogs guy off the street, sharp him up, give him suit, and they will say, "Oh, you don't bring your Igbo," you understand? Because there's no way that you look across the globe and you see Nigerians are thriving in various professions, but you come back and you say you want to do something, they start questioning.
Can I blow your mind? Can I blow your
Uh,
mind, Chuks? So this industry I am called like just this industry I am. I know someone who offers a service and the company where they use to offer a service, it they based abroad.
mm,
That area where you
mhm,
did. Now it did based. And now you get the company, the technology, everything when they bring, they there. He no get a registered office for Nigeria. He know they pay license for Nigeria. He employ staff they for Nigeria where they work for him, where he go just pay once. And at this staff, then they scout for jobs.
mm,
Guess what? Almost all the majority of the people will get this kind of jobs, then now they cover their services. And you know what he tells the staff? He says, even when they tell them, say, increase our wages or pay us, I mean, your staff, then where they that area, where they pay them in that your hard
mm,
currency. So why not pay us in the same hard currency? Give us the same allowances where they also give those people for there. He saying no. Say if you don't like, I make it drop. Guess what?
mm,
Guess what? He says that even if you think you can open my kind of business because you have the idea why you open them, your people will not give you the job.
mm.
Your color, the
No,
color
it's
of your
true.
skin cannot
It's
give you the
true.
job. Saying that the color of his skin, he will go to our politicians. He would market. He tell you that if you submit a proposal and I submit, I'll win it, not because you deserve it. I deserve it more than you, but because of the color of my skin. And
Mm,
he's proudly saying it. That is Oyibo man.
mm,
They talk up,
mm,
they rub am for our face, and nothing will go fit do about it. And it is what it is because he would market to politicians, he will market to business leaders, and all of those. They go first of all pick up before they pick your own African brother, and that's exactly what happens. And then when they wonder why it be say our currency they
no,
diminish
it's crazy.
because people go come here, make money off us, not paying taxes, take the money out of the country. In fact, most of our politicians said, including, I don't want to talk because the other day, Atiku Abubakar challenged the president to sell off his Escalade for an innocent. Because why would be say we won't prioritize made in
Mm.
Nigeria, but we don't even look at those things where we say we go fit use to grow our own economy.
Yeah, I agree.
Why wouldn't they fit you look at? They know they use Nigerian
Mm.
furnitures. They know they use anything in Nigeria. And we have fantastic furniture makers in Nigeria. You won't see Nigerian footwear. You know that we get one of the finest leather.
No, I've seen.
One of the
Go to
finest leather
Aba,
make footwear.
see what they're doing with shooting.
If I buy you Chooks, if I buy you Nigerian footwear, you go almost think saying now one of those your Ferragamo. I kid you not. No, not a laugh. Oh. There are guys who make you see the problem? You're laughing. I'm not kidding you. You see, I mean, these guys are finishing our needs. I kid you not. And in terms of quality too,
Yeah.
clean. Now packaging.
No, it's
Now
packaging. It's
packaging and their own
packaging
day
that kills
usage.
us. And finish. It's
Now
just the
packaging.
packaging and finishing because they have the skill. And these are things.
They are doing well now for the
Mm,
finish, you know. They don't they do. I
mm,
kid you not. If you wear them for leg, person will ask you where you buy the
mm,
shoe from. This is not a
mm,
joke. To just amplify it. Some of the shoes where you see most of your celebrities they wear now, they don't the market made in Nigerian
mm.
footwear. If they can wear it and as good as it looks, it's not bad. It's good. That's because most of them are ambassadors for them. That's why they're wearing it. I'm just
No,
telling you. So, but
we
it
should
is
stop
that bad. See
looking.
the way you laugh immediately I talk about it. See how
No,
funny it
because
was
now
for you.
you go all the
Not to
way to
worry about your life.
Faragamo. I don't be
No,
designer person, but now you.
I just dey try to tell you now. Now wetin dey happen for
No,
our
I
country be
agree.
this
I
now.
agree.
But we no go
Mm,
here. We no go here. So it's sad. And you know, say we like follow come syndrome a lot.
mm.
And it's so bad. In fact, one of the reasons we make I deliberately choose to do my broadcasting for Pidgin English. Now, because of the way they water down
No,
broadcasting for Nigeria
it's good.
with
I
twisted
wish you could.
tongues.
You are
With
one of those
so
Wazobians
much
where Sabi speak outside by Yoruba. You could just they give them.
I
Mm,
wish so. I wish so. So it's so bad that at some point, if you know the sound is some twisted tongues for
mm.
Nigeria, they're not going to take you as a
No,
presenter. And it's
it's true.
bad. The fact that you they speak in twisted tongues, some funny accent. I don't want to use the right
Mm,
word. No me say you sabi speak a better English than
mm,
me. But it's just because and guess what? Most of those people who they speak like that never even cross border. Oh.
mm,
That is never even reach Ghana. Do you understand? So Nigerians are, Nigerians, some people also get to come learn
yeah.
them. Come learn them as
Mm.
hustle. Come they use them. In it.
And
In it.
you get
You feel
it.
me? Yeah? So you can so you get it. So that's
Yeah.
it. Now let me bring my Igbo
No,
accent come out
no,
here
bring
now.
it. It's
Thank you,
needed.
my
Just keep doing
brother.
what you're doing, and I beg
Thank
bring
you, my
every
brother. So that's
platform
what it
because we need
is.
to start
I just hope
thinking
that we
about because
learn.
it's all about amplification now because and how we can get more people who can get into the grassroots this message of, you know, we should be together. If not, maybe just end them now. Either we want to work for it to be better, or we just go our own way. But me, I don't believe that go your own way is an option, Sha, because other people are talking about Pan-Africanism and trying to bring us together as one. So people are saying maybe we divide
Can
more
I blow
local
your mind?
governments, more
It
states.
just, yeah. Can I even blow your mind? Just like what Ibrahim Abdul Karim said the other day. If we divide, if we separate, I swear to you, and I go get problem. Now, you see, it's easy. I'm coming. It's easy for you to call me an Igbo woman because I'm from Igbo speaking part of River State. And you know, we have a semblance of Igbo language. But if I speak my language sincerely, you won't even understand what I'm saying. Even though it has, you know, semblance of Igbo in it, right? And I can decide that to say I'm from Igbo today. But do you know that even within the Igbo, tomorrow, somebody reminded me that I am Nwambamini. That's when they remember that I was an
They'll say
Mbamini. I don't know whether you
wow.
understand me. So, do you know? So, amongst ourselves, even in within the Wawa, there is also subdivision. Because tell me what Osu is still doing in Igbo land. Tell me what Osu is still doing in Igbo land. And we hate ourselves. So even when we divide, there will still be subdivisions. We will still want divide. So to what extent can you continue to divide?
Even
The
when
thing
they
is,
say,
when you
oh,
get
Igbo
Biafra,
is
that you can help
Igbo land,
travel.
maybe they'll say it's Christian. Now you see some people say, oh, they are Catholic. Some will say they are Protestant. They'll still find,
Hey,
still find a way.
a marriage ended. A marriage ended because the girl's father insisted that he's a knight in Catholic, and the girl's I'm sorry, the boy's father insisted that he's a knight in Anglican, and that his daughter, he cannot come to a Catholic church to marry for his son. That marriage ended because of church where they go conduct the wedding. It's not a joke. And they're both Igbos. So the division among us is too much. And I hope we'll understand. Say, at the end of the day, I hope Nigerians understand that God did not create any religion. Religion is man-made. Now human being make the religion. So make we need to let things like that where they man-made to divide us. This is not saying that people don't have the right to believe in whatever they want to believe in. But make we not let those things, make we follow on with wisdom. Make we not let them divide us and scatter us.
So all I can say is
like to.
the same way you brought David, if you can
Alright.
look for people from the north, because there are voices from the north who are saying the same thing that we're saying, bring them on so that at least we can
And I go just send me message every time when I send me, and I don't send me,
one
I
day
bring
I go
Abdul
buy you
Karim.
Milo.
On I do
I go
now,
buy
I don't
you
go bring
Milo.
David Abi. On I go just not the only Milo. I need to drink sweet things. I don't want to get jadi. On I go just send me, they go. All right
Take
now.
care.
No wahala. You don't send me another
Thank
message.
you.
Thank you
Bye.
so much. I
No
appreciate
problem.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. All right. I see Maduka here. Let me see if Maduka wants to talk very briefly. You guys, I'm tired. Do I need to go and drink water? If I leave on, and I go leave me here for 5 hours. Well done, Maduka.
I'm fine. Thank you so much,
Welcome.
Precious. Thank you for the good job
Thank
you're doing.
you.
Well,
Thank you so much.
I'm excited seeing David Hundeyin. He's such a nice guy. He has been giving us information. And though we may not agree with all that he said, but for me, I think all that he said are genuine reasons. Imperialism is such a situation that we, the blacks, or let me say Africans, should just find a way out and make their place a sovereign nation so that they can take the power and then do something that is reasonable so that everyone will be happy. Precious, let me just talk about electoral reform.
Okay.
Electoral reform is okay if the Senate will be able to pass the bill on electoral reform, but who are the operators?
What is the reform? First of all,
Yeah,
waiting
what
be
are
the
the
reform before they go
you
pass
asked
the
a
matter.
question.
Which kind of reform go there inside?
Yes,
Now that reform you go first think of waiting they want reform inside
exactly.
first.
That's it.
Reform where they go leave reform where they go leave loophole where themselves go use escape again inside at the end of the day. I'm sorry.
Exactly. That is what I'm trying to say. Who are the operators of the reform? That's the key. And for me, like I said, I actually place it on the comment section that what do? We have to discuss a way out. We have to find a way out. What we should actually be doing so that at the end of the day, we should take power from these elites, the corrupt elites. You have been playing your part. We also, even in the diaspora, we should play our part in a way that we should begin to educate our people over there that taking 10 naira from the roadside or from these politicians will not give you a future, you know? So what else do we do? If there is electoral reform, we believe in it. What do? Let the masses come out and protect. I mean, by the time seeing 20,000 people on the street and say, you didn't do it right. You have to do it right. You see the leaders, everyone will be shaking. Everybody will run away. They will give up. So the issue here is that I think the electoral reform is good. The operators will hijack it and mess it up. But the people are the instrument that can be used to change every ugly situation. Then I heard I think about Sowore, right?
Yes, please.
Sowore, well, I mean, he's doing his own things, and then let him keep on doing what he's doing. If he has a conscience, you know, stop attacking people. Find a way to build yourself. You want to be the president of Nigeria. It doesn't really take only castigating revolutionary talk. That won't make you a president. You need to buy the people. How do you buy the people? The leadership. The leadership. People like Peter Obi will talk the talk and will be doing the doing. People like even this guy, very dark man. He do the talk and also is doing the doings, you know. So I don't really want to keep you here because I know you're tired. Let's have a good discussion tomorrow. But meanwhile, you said we should be giving you mineral Fanta. Now Fanta you won't take.
No. I don't want to do jedi jedi. No. Water is okay.
Water is okay. All right, maybe
you don't like me. Water is life.
Okay, I'll send you a message on a private.
No wahala.
Let's see what we
Thank you
can
so much
do so that we can help as well.
No, not a problem.
All right.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
And I'd like to say a big thank you to good night, sir. I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Thank you. Let's continue to talk. So as I said, the essence of this platform for me not be just to gather view or one thing or the other, and that's why it's not my major for means of livelihood. I need to really gain anything from inside, but I'm interested in things we will fit do to develop our country, our continent, to move us forward, because we no go fit continue like this. And this now my part will be say at the play, and all of us will get to play our part so that we go fit finally drag our country reach to that place where it be all of us carry on for me to reach. So I love you guys and I appreciate you. Let's have another amazing conversation, shall we? Do enjoy the rest of the evening. God bless you.